Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Sailor Nation Sports. Operation Stay Alive is well and kicking. As always, we are glad to be part of your lives wherever and however you may be listening. You are listening to, again, Sailor Nation Sports, a worldwide leader in high school sports entertainment. And as always, I am joined by my colleague Steve DeLong to my right, the tech wizard, the godfather himself, Joe Kanukin, and up in the crow's nest, the best in the business is Kevin Kotis. And we are in a trophy game tonight, boys. It is district championship week in the state of Michigan. Steve, I tell you what, we couldn't have asked for a better night than tonight.
No, I mean, right when you describe football weather, I would say this is it. Cool, crisp. I mean, it is a beautiful night out. I was telling Joe on the way over, I think I'm showing my age a little bit. Nothing, maybe I shouldn't say it like that, but I wouldn't have minded another half an hour, 45-minute drive. It was beautiful. The trees, it was a good fall show. The sun was shining. It's a great atmosphere here, and obviously we're at Granville and not Caledonia because of the switch of the field.
Well, congratulations, first of all, goes to Athletic Director Freddie Townsend pulling the trigger on changing the venue and location to here. Similar to what we've got is Caledonia's got a grass field, and it's just been torn up. We've got a lot of rains, not every week, but the rains we get are enough to create a problem. And last night during our pregame practice at Sailor Stadium, our field's horrible too, Steve and Joe. So this is a great venue, easy to get to, only 15 minutes farther for Caledonia to go, so great venue.
And I'll tell you, not only that, but this stadium has got a college feel to it. I mean, the size of the
big boy
homes,
school.
It is really a big boy school, and this press box is great. It's great to be here. So
yeah, and so going to what Steve said, it is absolutely for the. We're coming to the end of the first full week of November, buddy, and it's just beautiful.
It's better weather than it was last week. It was cold. It was a little sprinkles, I guess, misty. But this is exactly the kind of weather. I mean, clearly weather will not be an excuse for either team tonight.
No, in fact, Matt brought that up either. There will be no excuses tonight for either team. You leave it out on the field. And one thing that Matt emphasized in his post-practice speech was, we have to bring the identical mentality and tenacity to this game as we did last game. And I say that because, Steve, your stats will show it as well. You take away that one long pass that Forest Hill Central had. They had 50, 55 yards total offense, and that was it, buddy.
Yeah, it was by far the best defensive showing. Matt acknowledged that after the game in his post-game interviews. It was quite an impressive effort by the defense. And then the offense just did what they do. They score points. And so I will say the defense is going to have their hands full tonight. They are going to see some kind of an offense. We'll get into it, I'm sure, in a second and talk about some of their key players. But their defense is going to have to come and play for a second week in a row.
Well, not only that, but and you alluded to it too. What Matt brought up, offense. Yeah, we were okay on offense. Weren't great, but we were okay. Defense. He couldn't say enough regarding Coach Check and his defensive crew on. By far the best defensive game of the year.
Yeah,
bar
for
none.
Sure. And overall for the season, going into that game, we were giving up 23 points on average. That was, that was our average. So we definitely came to play last weekend. That brought down our average. Now it's 20 points a game. I mean, that's how that works. And it was good. It was good to see Drew Sandberg play a heck of a game. That front seven, they couldn't get any running yards going. And then, we made a couple plays in the secondary, missing a couple key pieces. So,
yeah. Well, yeah. Go ahead, Joe.
Well, and really, you get to this level, and you talk about the defensive effort that they're going to need to bring to this game. They brought it to that game. You have to do that regardless of who you're playing against. I mean, that you're at the second season of this is where you get it's one and done. It's eliminated. So my question always through the season is, how are they gelling together? How are they pulling this team together? And there was a lot of question for me going into the playoffs against Forest Hill Central. Had this team come together? Had this team gelled to a playoff contender. And I put that to doubt, or put that to bed to rest. There's no doubt that they are ready to play if they bring that same intensity this week.
And that's going to be the key, I think. Is it going to be identical? Are we going to have a slow start? What kind of start? Or can we continue with the momentum that was started? Steve, my concern here is you've got a veteran group, senior heavy, was 7 out of the 11 for Shores are seniors.
On defense.
Yep. Conversely, on offense, so Caledonia are young, 3 seniors, 8 underclassmen. What do you see with that type of a matchup right there? Advantage anywhere?
I think you always lean on experience, and especially what Mona Shores has been through and been defending 2-time state champions. I think you always give the edge to veteran and veteran leadership. However, you go and watch the film on Caledonia. They're extremely impressive, impressive. And I want to go back to what you were saying about a quick start. Last week, and I know it's been a point of emphasis in practice for Coach Pennington of Caledonia. Last week against Byron Center, Caledonia was down 14-0 right off the bat. And he even mentioned in an interview this week about part of their mentality has to be to get a quick start. And so that's really been emphasized in practice. Talking points, who knows what happens. But both teams have to get off to a good start. It's going to be key who scores first, and because that can change how you call plays and the atmosphere and everything else involved.
I think if you go back, we have only been behind on initial drives in 3 games. I think it was King, Zeeland West, Muskegon.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, we've had a lead and in some games very comfortably. But like you said, Steve, this is a different cat. Why don't you go over some of your keys, because we got about 7 minutes. And Steve, there's going to be a lot of keys on both sides of the ball.
Yeah. Well, just to begin with, Caledonia's quarterback, Mason McKenzie, he has rushed for over 1,000 yards, and he's thrown for over 1,000 yards. And then their starting running back, Brock Townsend, has rushed for over 900 yards. So the emphasis is on the run, and so they like to set up the the pass with their play action. Let me say that again. They like to set up their play action by getting the running game going. So you're going to see they're going to be run heavy, but they like to try to sneak the tight end out. But in terms of keys to the game, for Mona Shores, number one, they need to take advantage of an over-aggressive Caledonia defense. They are extremely aggressive to the ball. I expect maybe to see some counters, some reverses, something that offsets that. Number two, for Mona Shores, they have to stop that two-headed monster of McKenzie and Townsend. Of Caledonia's 59 touchdowns this year, you ready? Of Caledonia's 59 touchdowns, 43 of those are accounted for by McKenzie and Townsend. 43 of the 59.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Impressive.
Yeah. And the third key for Mona Shores, I think they have to attack a little bit through the air. Byron Center got exploited Caledonia last week in the game by making some plays. I think they passed for almost 200 yards last week. Obviously, we have the quarterback to do it. For Caledonia, they're going to have to set up the pass by getting the run game going. And you're going to see it. Townsend could rush for 40 rushes. He's had games of over 30 carries. So you're going to see a heavy dose of run. A second key for Caledonia, throw the ball. Test the Mona Shores defensive backs. That's coming. That's going to come. They had a great game last week, even with a couple players down. But we know that it's kind of been a weak link so far this season. And lastly, I think really for both teams, just avoid turnovers.
Turnovers, I think, are going to be one of the key things. If this ends up being a really even struggle, you look at the quarterbacks matching up statistically well. You talk about a couple of the big boys in the middle that are going to be fighting on offense and defense very well. It's going to be a turnover or two that could change this game, and it could change it in a hurry, and it could really end up being the pendulum swung all the way, just like that.
It's going to be interesting. That's how playoff football goes, and football and sports in general. We call it sudden change, right? How do you respond to a turnover? We know that when Matt gets the ball, he likes to throw the ball downfield if they get a ball in the turnover. I mean, that's a sudden change. You have to be prepared for those things. And that's where the mental toughness part of the game, especially in the playoffs, comes in. And I think that's where it lends itself to an advantage to Mona Shores because of the experience that they have, that they've seen these things over the past 2 years, and they're prepared for almost anything. So definitely something to keep an eye on as we go forward today.
So, a lot of keys to the game. Bottom line, turnovers, no penalties, and play within the scheme that we have, and don't panic. And I think we're going to.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It sounds good.
Yeah,
It's
it
just
sounds good in theory, right
sure
there.
does.
Exactly. You go back to the two conferences that the teams are in. Both are in the OK. One is in the red, Caledonia, big boy conference, kind of like the SEC.
It is the big boy conference.
Without a question, it's East Kentwood. It's schools of 2,000, 2,400, 2,700 versus Shores that are half the size. But they're still locked into the same bracket for the playoffs. So it's SEC kind of versus Mid-American type conference action. So it's still a game, and it's still a game that needs to be executed to its highest level because the loser is going to sit around for a while and watch the other team keep going forward.
And you talk about the OK Red, the SEC conference kind of analogy. Caledonia only lost one game this year, and that was to Rockford,
the number one
who once
team
again,
in the state.
maybe between Martin Luther King and Rockford, you're looking at two of the best teams in the state.
Exactly.
And that was only by 4 points. And I have a friend that I used to work, or that I taught with at Reese Puffer, and he now coaches at Rockford. He said by far and away Caledonia was the best team that Rockford played this year.
It's played all year, yeah. And it's a tough conference. You know, it's a really tough conference. We've got Kim, and if you could pan over to the left there.
He's looking at it.
Okay, we've got streamers going on over here, fireworks over here. Caledonia is pulling out all the bells and whistles, and good for them for being able to do this. You were talking about Brock Townsend. Comes from a good pedigree. Dad and uncle both played at Muskegon at highest level. Dad and uncle both won state championships in the 80s at Muskegon. So the football bloodlines run deep in the Townsend family. And here comes Caledonia right now. And I believe they brought 66 players with them, Steve and Joe.
That's a lot of players, but I tell you what, again, this is, you play every single game like it's the last one you're going to play.
Well,
because it
this
either
is
isn't
right.
or it is. That's right. So.
And this, you know, it's never been truer than in the playoffs right now. It's a one and done scenario. Steve, you brought up a great point. 43 out of the 59 touchdowns by two people. That's incredible.
And that's in the OK Red Conference. I mean, that's
right,
production. I mean,
yeah, that's right. And Caledonia, Steve, you had a stat here. We've played Caledonia 6 times now, right?
Correct.
What was that stat that you had?
Mona Shores leads the series 5-1. We beat them last year in the playoffs. If you remember, last year in the playoffs, they had that extremely good running back. I think it was Vanderhoff that.
Yes.
That we had a hard time stopping. We won last year's game in the district finals 43-35, but it was, I mean, he got the ball and it was run, and they have a different coach. Derek Pennington's a different coach. Pennington was at Zeeland East for 13 years. He came over to Caledonia this year. His son plays on the team as a tight end, sophomore tight end. Scored a touchdown or 2 last week, I believe. So it's a different team than we saw last year, but there is still the emphasis on the run, no doubt.
Yeah, Pennington had a really good run at Zeeland East, and with the retirement of the former coach here, it is really a good fit for Pennington here as well. Tom Burrell, the former coach who went 4-5 last year. So we're going to get ready for the national anthem right here. We're going to take a quick break.
We'll stay here for you. Going to hear the national anthem, but we'll be quiet and let you hear it.
Yeah?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Welcome you to today's district finals football game in the 2021 Division II 11-player football playoffs between the Sailors of Mona Shores and the Fighting Scots of Caledonia. It's game time. Time for both teams to give their best effort on the field and for everyone, players, coaches, and fans, to give us their best sportsmanship. Remember, nothing beats good sportsmanship. The privilege of this game was made possible by those who fought and continue to fight for the freedoms we enjoy. Let us know, honor them, and respect their efforts and our country. Gentlemen, please remove your hats, and everyone able, please stand at attention. Place your hand over your heart as we proudly sing the national anthem as it is played by the Caledonia High School Marching Band.
Caledonia Scots Marching Band with a great rendition of the national anthem here at Granville Bulldogs Stadium.
Granville Bulldogs Stadium. I'll tell you what, it's a gorgeous night here. You've got the mall across from us.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
On the east side right here. We might be able to do a little Christmas shopping here for, before Black Friday comes around. But I tell you what, I'm really excited about this game. The winner goes on to play the winner of the Traverse City Central Bay City Western game. And Joe, you're out on a limb right here on this. So,
I know I'm out on a limb.
And so why don't you share with the world here what your...
I want to save that. I'll save that for the end.
A teaser right now.
I have a prediction on...
Joe has a prediction.
Yeah, so just to give everybody an update of what you're seeing here and everything else, right now you're able to see some of the video that we are going to be able to have here at the stadium, but... once the gameplay begins, it will be audio only. We will have some instant replays to be able to show you guys as we go through the game. We will have this up on YouTube for you guys to watch after the game sometime this weekend if I get the opportunity, as soon as I do get the opportunity. But again, this is an audio only. Those of you that are looking for it on the NFHS, we understand that the broadcasters that were supposed to be here are having some technical difficulties of some sort, and it most likely is not going to be on the NFHS tonight.
So the Sailors launch taunt they had decided to receive, and we are underway. It's a low squib kick. Going to take a nice little bounce. Roberson with the ball, it looks like, or McNiff. Who is it, Stevie? We're way up here, brother. McNiff or Roberson?
Neither. J-Dog.
J-Dog back.
I'm going to have to wear my glasses for you, Nick, aren't I?
Yes, you are, buddy. We're up here.
If you want me to call the players out tonight, I'll do that for you.
Yeah, buddy, I'll tell you what, we're way up here in the stratosphere.
If we ever needed a spotter, this would be the
I'll tell you what, 1st and 10 ball is going to be marked at the 20-yard line.
We are in
Looks
broadcast
like
central up here.
5-2, 5-man front. Probably going to be in a straight man defense, connecting back. Little pass over to first down, and it's a first down on that little swing pass off to the left.
Nice little catch and throw by Mark to McNiff over there.
Ryan McNiff saw his parents driving here, and they waved their little hat at to me, and I rolled down the window, wanted to know if I had my Jamocha shake, and it's right here in front of me, twins to the top and bottom. 1st and 10 balls marked at about the 30-yard line. Little pitch outside there. Is that
Is that Johnson?
Is that Johnson over there on the
It might
option
have been
there?
Johnson on the.
Elijah Johnson, he's going to pick up about 3. We'll make it 4.
No, it was not Johnson.
Is Vinton?
That was
It was
Vinton.
Vinton again?
Yep.
I got this.
Yeah, Steve's closer than both of us right now. So.
Yes, he is. So we're going to let Steve do it. We got trips to the right, split to the left. So we got quads over there. Little quick out here. Overthrown.
Not sure how many yards that would have gotten. That's definitely a play they've been working on. They must see something on film. They've been working on that this week in practice.
McNiff, the intended receiver, brings up a 3rd and about 5.
This Caledonia defense is only giving up 11 points per game. So this is, like I said, it's a very aggressive defense.
Coach Kozak calling up the play. Twins to the top end, bottom. Johnson offset to the right. Konechny is your quarterback. OK Green Conference Player of the Year. Motion, little jet. Konechny back to pass. Slant.
Just a little
Just
too
over
much,
the
man.
outstretched arms of the intended receiver. It's going to bring up a 4th down, and we'll make it about 6.
You know, just a little something also to keep your eye on tonight. Wahlberg, the center, is out, and Kemper Millis is working the center position for the first time this year. So just something to keep an eye on as the night goes on.
Well, and Steve, that's a great point. There's a little pooch kick. Nobody back. It's going to take a nice little roll and die at about the 31-yard line. So the Scots force the Sailors in a punting situation after giving down the initial first down on their first drive. So it'll be 1st and 10 Caledonia. Ball is going to be marked right at the 32-yard line. So Kemper Millis is going to have to go 2 ways.
He's going to have to go 2 ways, and he's going to be facing the same guy on offense and defense, Andrew DeVries, who is 6'3", 285.
And I tell you what,
He's
I was
a
watching.
good player.
He's a great lead. He's one of the better offensive linemen I've seen this year. H-back offset to the right. We got Twins. Quarterback's going to keep the ball, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and he's going to get gain of naught. My little nautical, yes, Joe, I've got to throw some nautical terms in.
What a great defensive play there.
No, great play.
They didn't go with the fake, stayed with the quarterback. That's they're going to have to be disciplined on that. That was an interesting play call to begin. I think they were trying to see if Mona Shores was going to play heavy on the inside run, and they maintained their keys.
This is where I miss your son right here as a spotter.
The spotter,
right
absolutely.
Here. Twins to the top, split to the right. H-back offset to the left. Full bell goes in a little bubble. Going to come out to the side. Oh, well defended. No, he breaks loose. That's Townsend. They had him for a loss of yardage. Just missed the tackle on Brock Townsend. Well defended. Just didn't break down and make the tackle, Steve.
And those are the plays that have to be made in a game like this. That was maybe a yard loss.
Oh, yeah.
A gain,
Without a question.
To a first down.
Well defended. Brock Townsend. Here I'm talking about Bilson. Brock Townsend offset to the left. We got trips to the right with the H-back set over there. Quarterback's going to carry the ball. He's going to go around that left side. He's going to pick up about 9 yards on the carry, looking the official on that far east side. They may give him the first down. They're moving it right up there. He's about a yard short, so it's 2nd down and 1. For the Scots of Caledonia. Nice little drive going right here, Steve.
So you've seen the two-headed monster, right? You've seen McKenzie have a couple runs. You've seen the swing pass to Townsend. You're going to see heavy doses of both of those players, and then you'll see him sneak in a play-action pass to go deep.
H-back offset to the right. We got Twins to the right, split left. Townsend going to get the ball. Townsend's going to break through. Townsend's going to get the first down. Townsend is carried. 2 Sailors with them for an extra 5 to 6 yards. So it's another first down for the Scots.
So I had 2 plays ago updated the clock at 10:46. It's still 10:46 in the clock.
There's
so
something wrong with the clock.
There's
a lot wrong with a lot of the clock operator over here. So we'll have to look down on the field.
It's not going right now. It should be going.
No. So we got Twins to the top, Twins
Now
to the right,
started.
split to the left, H-back. Offset to the left, Townsend to the left of the quarterback. Quarterback going to carry the ball around that left side, setting up his blockers. He's going to pick up about 2 yards on the carry. That official on that far east side is my best friend right now.
I'll tell you, if that clock becomes an issue tonight, that's not going to be.
Well, no, but
the
down and distance was an issue for a while too. It still is. It says 2nd down and 10. Ball's going to be marked at a 36-yard line. It's 2nd down and 8. Nice little drive here going by the Scots. Trips to the right, split to the left. Empty backfield. The H-back is offset to the right.
It'll be a pass to the outside or a run to the outside.
Little pass. Oh, nice little slip screen to the inside. Oh, was that nice broken tackle on that left side? He's going to be run out of bounds on the slip screen by number 8 right there. That's the transfer, David Frederick.
And I saw them run that play a couple times against Rockford earlier in the season.
That's a nice little play.
They set it up well.
Yep.
You know, when we talk about Townsend and we talk about McKenzie as a two-headed monster, I mean, they have some excellent receivers, there's no doubt. I mean, you have number 3, Floyd. You have number 1, Reed. They have weapons all over the field.
All over the field. That nice little slip screen. The inside receiver cutting to the middle, running everybody out. Trips to the right with that H-back. Split left. Townsend, you're back. Townsend's going to carry the ball. All right, he's going to be bottled up at around the 19-yard line.
It's interesting. So, Nick, and obviously we don't have the video feed tonight, but when you say H-back, so it's the tight end that kind of moves up closer to the butt of the offensive tackle or in that neighborhood. It's interesting to watch because usually when that H-back is lined up inside the tackle, they run inside. If he lines up just a little bit wider, so they almost give it away. Now, sometimes they'll fake it and do what, but it's a solid key about 75% of the time. So he's a little bit wider this time, so it'll be interesting to see if the ball goes outside. And
Twins
it's a pass.
To the left, split to the right. Quarterback's gone downfield. He's got a receiver just off the outstretched arms of the receiver. Stevie, what number you got for me, buddy?
It's a good question, Nick.
Steve, I'm trusting your eyes here.
24 Fox.
24 Fox.
He's a big kid. I was on the field next to him earlier in the game.
Well, you know, you're talking with, you know, it's a young offensive group, only 3 seniors, veteran defensive group. But if you're going to pick on anything, Steve, you brought it up too. It's our young secondary, 4 juniors back there.
But I'll say this: I think I'd rather see him pass the ball tonight than run the ball.
Oh, I would.
So the H-back's lined up outside again, so a pass or run. You might see another screen.
Well, it's trips to the right, split left. We got an empty backfield. We saw the slip screen last time. A little out right there, a little out route by the number 2 receiver.
It's one Reed.
He's going to be about a yard short, everybody.
Justice Reed. So you got 4th down and short, Nick.
4th and short. What do you think, Stevie? We're going to go for it here?
Oh, my gosh.
Absolutely.
There's no question. No question.
And who do you think is going to get the ball? My money's on Townsend. Right behind that big H-back.
I'll bet you it's either McKenzie or Townsend. You have everyone else. I get those.
Okay. And there's the H-back. He's lined behind number 70. And that's right where we're going to go. And he's going to get the first. Oh! He nearly breaks it and gets tackled down at about the 4-yard line. So H-back right behind 70, Townsend. That's a great mix for a first down right there, kids.
And we had that in the backfield. It was a missed tackle.
Yeah, those missed tackles. You know, we saw it down over here on that little bubble screen over here. And then a slip screen got some big yardage. And then in this right here, I mean, this is a nice orchestrated drive starting at their own 31-yard line.
The H-back's just a glorified fullback, right?
That's all he is, right? And they just, back in the day we used to call him.
So he's lined up a little wider.
McKenzie back to pass. He's got some real estate. He breaks one tackle. Touchdown. Untouched. The Scots have scored first on a 69-yard drive, kids, to make it 6-0 with 7:36 remaining here in the first quarter. Steve, that was a nice drive.
Yeah, and when you have a quarterback that can run the ball like that, the coverage was good, but he saw an opening and took off. And when he goes, I was telling Joe, when he plants his foot and makes up his mind, he is one of the faster kids I've seen.
Yeah, and this is a good group, and we're going to be tested tonight, Steve. PAT attempt is up. It is good. Oh, I thought it was wide right. So, with 7:36 remaining here in the opening quarter, it's a trophy game. District championship on the line. The Scots are up 7-0. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to give you all of 45 seconds. Want to welcome everyone back. 7:36 remaining here, opening quarter. We are getting ready for the kickoff. It's a high and then over on kick. It's taken right at about the 18. He crosses the 25, and woo, that coverage is sweet. I tell you what, the Scots have come to play, Steve.
And that is exactly the point of emphasis by Coach Pennington. Don't get off to the same slow start that you got off to last week against Byron Center, and David Fredericks felt the brunt of that force right there.
And you know, that was a good comeback by them last week, being down right away against a good Byron Center team.
No question.
So twins to the top and bottom. Johnson offset. We got a little sky motion. Konechny going to carry. He's going to take the little pitch. He's going to break a couple tackles all across the 30, down to about the 37. That's Vitt, the ball carrier.
A couple Caledonia players down on the field.
Yes. Number 16, it looks like, is down. And number 4, that's Luke Manziger. Number 4.
An attempt to tackle,
Andrew
he
Gray.
ran into.
So they're going to be out for. Certainly want to wish them the best. Want to thank Athletic Director Freddie Townsend for getting us up here in the booth. Great accommodations, number one, great food here. And I tell you what, if Shores wanted to build a nice press box, this would be a nice press box for us, wouldn't it, Joe?
That'd be a good example to follow.
Yeah, it'd be a great example. It's a dual one. That's kind of cool.
Maybe just not so high up.
Well,
it's a long walk up here, Nick. I mean, I was a little out of breath.
Yeah, well, I understand.
And Joe had to carry up all the baggage. Well, I don't know where you were, but excuse me, I had to help Joe do that.
Of course you did, Steve. Yeah, I conversely was on the sideline setting everything up after loading everything up. Okay, after Team Dimmer, twins to the top and bottom. Johnson offset right behind the quarterback. Konechny going to carry the ball. Konechny's going to get about, we'll give him 2.
2, yep.
The ball carrier.
We'll get back to what everyone does later on. I don't think the Sailor Nation wants to hear us fighting like kids, Steve. Please.
No, I'm just pointing out.
I'm just pointing things out that you were. Matter of fact. Twins to the top. We got trips to the left, split to the right. Johnson, the fullback. The senior. Little sky motion right here. Konechny's going to carry the ball. Oh,
man.
Oh, Mark was sandwiched, and he is down.
So what happened was the defender grabbed Mark and spun him around.
And as
he did, it wasn't the backside defender just laid the
I mean, he spun around and said, "Welcome, sunshine." Yeah. So brings up a 3rd and 8, 6:09 counting down here in the opening quarter. Trips to the left, split to the right. Konechny a little bruised up from last week. Had to sit just one play, but came back healthy. Looks good right now. So empty back. We are going quads to the left. Konechny's going to roll. He's got some real estate. He's going to get some running room. Konechny's going to be about a yard.
No, I think they're giving it to him.
Might give it to him.
Side they are. They're giving him
the
the
official on the far east side. Yeah, move those chains, brother.
And that was we had to have that first.
Oh, we needed that. Yeah, great call, Joe.
Yeah.
And what after the hit that Mark just took, then to come up and make that play where he had to make a couple tacklers miss, make a tough play. I mean, that just goes to show you the tough kid that Mark is.
It's a lot
H-back offset to the right. Johnson going to carry the ball. Johnson's going to break a couple tackles. Johnson still on his feet. Johnson's going to gain about, we'll make it 5-6 yards on the carry, bring up a 2nd down and 4. So now we're seeing the jitters out of the Sailors right here, I think, just a little bit, Steve.
Yeah, 5:06 left in the first quarter. That we had the first offensive possession. They got to stop, went down and scored. Yeah, and sometimes it does take a little bit to feel out your opponent. Hopefully that's the case.
4-man rush, connecting back.
He has some room if he gets a block.
He's got opening around that left side.
Yep,
breaks one tackle down to the 30, 20,
back.
10, 5, touchdown!
It's coming
Motor
back.
Shores.
Coming back
on a hold.
Oh. And I think Coach Kojak knows it because he's just got his hands in his pocket.
It was right in front of him.
Yep. Well, you said the stalk blocking out there is tough to do, and here where's its ugly head. It's tough not to hold, Stevie.
And you could see if he got that block and didn't get that hold. I mean, I don't know if he scores like he just did, but he certainly had room to run.
He had room to run, and that's a big penalty. Big. It takes the touchdown yardage away, plus an extra 10 yards. So you're looking at a 50-yard penalty right there.
Oh, not what we needed.
Brings up a 2nd down and 15. Who's that over there?
That was Konechny on the carry.
Carrying the ball. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up a 3rd and 15.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Mark or Coach Koziak take a shot deep here.
Yeah, we're going to need at least 15. Little quick out, turns to the outside, so he gets about 3/4 of it, Steve. You go for it here, Steve?
That was McNiff. I assume they're going to line up. We'll stop it here. I assume they're going to line up, try to jump, get them to jump off sides, and then what did they decide? Are they going to punt the ball, or are they going to...
Did you see where they spotted the ball comparatively?
Oh, wow.
Whoa, wow, it's way back there.
So he must have stepped out.
He must have stepped out of bounds over there, Joe. That's a good call, buddy.
Take a look at the replay on this. Boy, that's hard.
I don't know. It's hard to see over there. Well, nonetheless, it's 4th and 5. Konechny back. There goes a little pooch. There's going to be a flag. There's probably going to be a procedure penalty on Mona Shores for 2 men moving.
And it's a dead ball foul.
I think the back wasn't set when he shifted, and Mark was moving backwards at the same time. Right, so the back's moving forward, repositioning. At the same time, Konechny is going back to get in the punt formation. The ball is snapped, and it's a procedure penalty.
And I think Mark thought that it was called on him, but he can move backwards. And
correct.
See the snap. He didn't see the running back moved. Oh, and see, that got in his head.
Yep.
Because he didn't back up that time.
Right.
Not a bad punt, but certainly.
No, not a bad punt. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Scots. The ball's going to be marked at about the 23-yard line. So 2 possessions, no touchdown for Mona Shores. It's going to put them in a tough situation right here, being down 7-0.
Well,
yeah, it's early in the game. I understand that.
But this possession right here for
it's huge.
Is
yeah, you can't go down 14-0.
It's going to set a huge tone for this defense. If they can get a stop, if they can get off this field, that's going to give us a huge confidence boost.
4:23 left in the first quarter.
Twins to the top, H-back offset to the left, Townsend offset to the left. We got a little jet motion here. He's going to get it. He's going to break one tackle.
And there's a hold,
40, 30. Okay, we've got a flag back at the 30, 26-yard line.
No, we don't have a flag.
Isn't that a flag right there?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a flag. I guess not. So it's another broken tackle. Scott's gained about 22 yards.
I want to point something out. The clock has been stopped that entire time.
Yep.
I don't understand what's going on, and it seems I don't want to
trips to the right.
Theory,
Townsend offset to the right. Split left. Little counter move.
It's a great move by Townsend.
Townsend going to be run out of bounds at about the 42-yard line.
Well, they're moving the ball. I mean, there's no doubt about it. We're having trouble. Missed a couple tackles. Townsend looks every part of the 900-yard rusher. McKenzie looks every part of the 1,000-yard rusher he was from the quarterback position. So we're going to have to make some plays, get a turnover.
Again, though, Steve, we're there. We're just not making the plays, and that's been the problem. H-back offset to the right. Townsend as well, offset to the right. McKenzie back to pass, and he's got all day.
And he's fast.
He's got some wheels. He's going to get the first down, it looks like, and they're going to give him the first down. He had all day back there.
So it was great coverage on the back end by our defensive backs. We just didn't get the pressure, like you said, and then when they did, he was able to get outside the pocket and really get his speed.
And he's
going.
Elusive, Steve. You're exactly right. Good call on that one. Yeah, Steve's. These are one of better Steve's keys to the game, to be honest with you, Joe.
He's a sharp guy.
Yeah, Steve's right on top of it. Game 11. Twins to the left. H-back off to the left. It's almost trips to the left. Townsend offset to the right. Boy, I tell you what, they pull a lot of people. Guard and tackle on the left side, pulling to the right like the old counter trade from the Washington Redskins.
Yeah, a lot of times they'll bring that H back as the counter puller, so to speak.
I mean, there's some big bodies on that offensive line. Looks like we got a Scots player down. That's number 64,
That's
Steve.
their left tackle, Parlberg.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a moment. I want to point out something that happened earlier this week. It looks like they're going to be taking a timeout as well. But we're going to stay here, and I wanted to point out something to everybody. We are officially 5,000 plus subscribers strong on Sailor Nation Sports Network. And you guys are seeing the little graphic that we made kind of celebrating that now on the Facebook group page. On behalf of Nick and Steve, Kimmin up top, Cohen, who can't make it, he was not here today, and then our previous students that were involved. You've got Noah, you've got Connor, you've got Johnny. I tell you what, this has been an incredible ride, and 5,000 plus subscribers strong. We can't thank you guys enough on behalf of everybody here at the crew. Thanks for making this as successful as that is. We're going to continue to do everything we can to make it better and better each and every day.
So, well, not only that, but I had a nice talk with Lisa Bauer. She's one of the helpers. She's part of the foundation of that 5,000 that joined us right away. So we got trips to the left, split to the right. We're empty backfield. H-back is offset. It's almost like a quads. Quarterback's going to keep the ball. It's going to be tackled. Finally, we get a little bit. Steve, you got a score for me somewhere?
No, I just wanted to make sure. So don't forget, on the feed that we have, the score is in the bottom right-hand corner. So Caledonia's up 7-0. So in case we don't have the time up there, we'll do our best to give that to you.
We do have the time as well.
Oh, you
time
do?
and quarter, yeah.
You dog, Joe.
Joe's on top of it. See, that was a sophomore statement right there. If anything was a sophomore statement, Steve's second year, and that's okay. He hasn't made a lot of mistakes this year. So it brings up 3rd and 6, 2:23 countdown. Twins to the left. H-back and Townsend offset to your right. He's going to pass.
Another
little screen. That's the Townsend. Townsend's going to break a couple tackles. It is close to the, so it looks like he might be a half a yard short. Townsend's a big body.
He's a huge body, and I'll tell you, he's been putting it on display in the
6 feet, 185. He'll be 200 pounds next year. Make sure his daddy's going to put some.
So another huge fourth down here, and no doubt that the Scots are going to go for this.
Oh, yeah.
But if we could, for some reason,
find a way to stop him.
Yep. We need this right here in this field position.
I think they're running that same play they ran at the goal line.
Offset.
There it is.
Townsend's going to get the first down and about 3 extra yards. It'll be first and 10 for the Scots. The ball is going to be marked right at the 26-yard line.
You know, it's interesting in the day and age of no huddles and spread offenses. I mean, I definitely would call what Caledonia does a spread offense, but they still huddle up. And, you know, not very many teams do that anymore.
You know, it's funny you mentioned it, and I'll share something that I heard last week. H-back. Boy, they love the H-back, don't they? Twins to the top and bottom, empty backfield.
Pass.
Kenzie back to pass.
He's open.
Little pass down the field.
He was bobbling it. Did he catch it?
He did.
He caught it down at about the 5-yard line, maybe the 4-yard line.
So he ran a post route. And he was, I don't know if he was so open, but obviously McKenzie underthrew it a little bit.
Yeah, I thought
but it was a good throw by nonetheless.
And looking on the replay, he caught that up against his helmet.
Wow.
He had it pinned between his hands and his helmet.
Last week in the Zeeland West game, Coach Shillito used all of the third quarter for his offense. H-back offset, Townsend going to carry the ball. Townsend's going to be stacked up and pushed back. So that H-back really is like a glorified guard basically back there too, you know, or like tackle. He's just a blocker. Just a different way of relocating. Back in the day when we ran power I, he'd be like a fullback.
And you know who that is? That's Pennington's son.
Is that who that is?
He's a sophomore, yeah. So it's the coach's son.
Yep. Yeah, we used to just say fullbacks are glorified linemen. So we're going to come to the end of the first quarter in action, and an action-filled first quarter as well. But unfortunately, all the action has been on the Caledonia side. At the end of one, the Scots inside the 5-yard line threatening to score. It's 7-0, Caledonia.
From truck beds to bed beds, we've got your home and auto covered. Combine your home and auto with Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, and you could save $650. That's like 325 gallons of gas, or 21 sets of comfy sheets. So, trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. We shop a variety of insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frankenmuth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate. In Muskegon County, trust Ryan Rozicki to start a quote for you today. Visit Ryan at our Norton Avenue.
I want to welcome everyone back. Hope you had a good 1-minute break. The Scots first and goal at the 5-yard line, threatening to open it up here and go up by 13. Sailors hanging on for their dear lives right now. The two-time defending state champions on the verge of giving up the second touchdown with nothing to show for it. Twins to the top and bottom. H-back offset to your left.
He's a little bit wider, so it's either pulling or he's passing.
Yep, little pass here. Little slant across the middle. Touchdown. Boy, the slant. He gave up the slant, but not cheating inside there a little bit.
What a catch by Nicholas Fox.
And he just threaded the needle, Stevie.
Yeah, Nicholas Fox with a great catch right there. They ran a little, I call it slant arrow, but it was really a swing arrow, and so they swung the inside receiver out, which opens up the inside. They ran a slant behind it, and nice pass, nice catch.
PAT attempt.
Wow. Which, by the way, Connor Beach, their kicker, is 40 of 41 on extra point attempts this year, make that 41 of 42.
So Beach, PAT makes the score 14-0. The Sailors are down in Operation Stay Alive, is being threatened mightily by the number 5 rated team, the number 4 rated team in the state of Michigan. In Division II, number 3, Traverse City is at home against Bay City Western. Steven, got some scores for us there, buddy?
I do. So back home, we have Montague up 14-6 over Reed City.
Great.
We have King is tied 6-6 with River Rouge. That's a big game. Mesquite Catholic's up 14-0 over Ravenna, and the score that you were talking about, Traverse City and Bay City Western. Traverse City leads 14-0 in the first quarter.
Yep. That's the one Joe has a very unique perspective on, and we'll get to that later, Joe. You said in the second half, so we're going to wait. Oh, my goodness, did he wait till, is that Ryan McNiff?
It was.
Waited to the last minute to get that ball.
And it was after we had already touched it as well anyway.
Yeah. So the Crusaders doing well. Who else did you have there, buddy? From Muskegon? Oak Ridge, did you have?
Oak Ridge is up.
Yep, that's good. And Kingenroot, boy, Division III on that east side of state's brutal.
And Heights is down 8-0.
Okay.
Carson City.
Trips to the right, split left. Johnson offset. There's big number 70 right there. Boy, he's a big lineman, Steve. 6'3", 285.
Yeah, that's two big guys going at it. Kemper.
Yeah,
Millis
Andrew DeVries.
Yeah.
He's a senior, 6'3", 285. Wonder where he's getting recruited by. He's a good-looking kid. So to bring up a 1st and 5 after that penalty. It's 3-man front, 3-4 look for the Scots.
Well, needless to say, we need a score here. Oh,
low snap. Konechny with the pitch.
This is where they're good. Caledonia.
Yeah.
They can run sideline to side. I mean, look at the game. You have 10 purple jerseys.
Yeah. Look at it. You got the free safety right here. Justin running. And Konechny bobbling the ball right there. And really pitch it to save his life and maybe try to create something. What he created was a loss of 10, 11, 12 yards.
Yeah, they fly to the ball on defense. I mean, obviously that's one of the reasons they're only giving up 11 points a game.
Konechny back. Nice ball over to McNiff on that far right side. So he's going to get the lost yardage and about 5 extra yards. He'll bring up a 3rd down and 4.
And a manageable 3rd down.
Very manageable. Yeah, great point. 11:07, 11:08 counting down here in the second quarter, and the clock still doesn't work right all the time. If anybody's wondering why we're not at Caledonia, it's because of the turf over there. It's natural gas. It's bad. Konechny back to pass. Konechny's got a little bit of time. He's got a receiver. Just overthrown.
It's a gutsy throw.
And that was for... I think that was number 6, C.J. Ivy, the intended receiver. It's going to put the Sailors in punt formation. One of the rare times, Steve, that we've seen an actual punt formation.
Correct.
Snap. Konechny with the knife. There's a nice little punt. Nobody back. Let's hope it takes a nice little roll. And it is. Going to go inside the 20, down to about the 17-yard line.
Beautiful punt. However, unless we have some defensive switch up our sleeve, we haven't been able to find an answer yet for this duo from the
47-yard punt.
I'd like to thank everybody that's watching us, or listening to us rather. 213 people on the Facebook page. Trying to give you as much as we can without the ability to be able to fully live stream our video. We understand that the NFHS has some difficulties. We are not the streaming crew for the NFHS this week. They have their own crew, so that is not something that we can answer to. We're sorry you can't watch it as well as listen to us.
Quarterback going to carry the ball. It's a late flag. He's going to pick up about 2 yards on the carry. McKenzie, the junior, they start a very young offensive group, Steve.
Yeah, in last year when we played Caledonia, McKenzie and their quarterback last year rotated during the game. But obviously McKenzie, he has taken the reins and taken full advantage of it, passing for over 1,000 yards and rushing for over 1,000 yards.
So that was an offensive face mask against the Scots. It's moving them back.
Boy, you see that call more often these days, Joe, with the well, basically what happens is it's a stiff arm, and when you stiff arm the guy, your hand slides off of the jersey and probably gets right on the face mask and turns into that. Needless to say, it's a 10-yard penalty. 10:51 counting down here in the second quarter. Sailors are down 14-0. Need a stop right here.
And this is a great opportunity for a stop with that face masking penalty.
1st and 20. McKenzie back to pass. Got to receive.
Oh, boy, did we have an opportunity for a turnover there.
Needless to say, we had a pick number 8 right there. David Frederick, the transfer from Muskegon. So going through his outstreet. I'm sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
McKenzie just had a slight rollout, saw that the receiver he thought was open, and just overthrew it. It looked like he threw a nice, easy pass, and that probably is what made the ball sail on him a little bit and came about 2 yards short of an interception for us, which would have been huge.
Would have been huge for us right now. Sailors down by 14, 10:30 counting down here until halftime. 2nd down and 20. H-back, offset to the right. Townsend in the back. Townsend drifting out. McKenzie going downfield.
There it is, Nick. Your pick. Stay on your feet. Oh, he went out of bounds. Great interception. I think that's Dimitri Roberson.
Is that Roberson?
Yeah.
Biddy over on that far right side.
So what they tried to do is they tried to get Brock Townsend out of the backfield on a little wheel route. They ran both receivers inside. He ran outside, and it was well played by the defense. And
Roberson, here's a break. We got to capitalize.
Absolutely.
Need to capitalize right here. 1st and 10, balls marked at about the 25, 26-yard line.
You know, I'm sure we've seen it in our games, but it feels like that's the first time we've seen that play since the first game at Lowell when Biddy scored on it.
Yeah, 97 yards later. Vinton on the carry, picks up about 5, will make it 6. It'll be 2nd down. 2nd down and 5.
Farnham in the backfield now.
Farnham, Konechny. Konechny's going to carry it. Whoa, Mark is rattled. He's going to lose about 1 on the carry. Brings up a 3rd down and 6 after that loss of 1.
Boy, I tell you, we cannot lose this opportunity to get at least back in this game. 14-0 right now, 9-18.
You're not kidding. Coach Kozak going to call timeout here?
Nope.
No? All right. Twins to the top and bottom. Low snap. Little bubble outside. He's going to break one.
That was a good block by Dimitri.
Very good.
Going to run out of bounds. Is he going to be?
Yeah, he's
looks like they're going to give him the 1st down, so it'll be 1st and 10. Ball's going to be marked at the 13-yard line. Nice block right there, Steve. You called it.
Yeah, and isn't it funny how, you know, the snap in football becomes something you just kind of expect, yet, you know, and Kemper's doing a great job, but, you know, when you're in there for the first time, the snaps have not been quite
they've been low.
Nothing against Kemper. I mean, that's a tough position to snap the ball and step at the same time.
And he probably doesn't get a lot of reps in practice. Wahlberg has been a steady kid all year long. There it is again.
Demir
is going to carry the ball. Demir down to about the 1-yard line.
Sweet cutback by Demir.
So Farnham down to about the 1-yard line, boys and girls, getting ready to knock that door down for the first touchdown for the Sailors.
Well, I'll tell you, watching that instant replay, Konechny took advantage of the low snap, and it looked as though he still had that ball. He handed it off.
Konechny going to carry the ball. Konechny in the... No. Boy, we're down to that half-inch yard line again, Steve. That half-inch yard line has just been a booger for us this year.
He put his hand down just before the goal line.
Boy, the snaps have been consistently low, though, and they may start creating a problem at 3rd and 1.
That's a
touchdown. Farnham. Mona Shores knocks the door down, is on the board.
Good call by Matt. You know, so we run marks so much at the goal line that what they do is take their outside players or defensive ends and just crash them down the line. Well, this time he gave the veer look and just gave the ball to Farnham for a touchdown, and it was as easy as that.
Well, I'll tell you, if there was, you know, the go-ahead touchdown is always ultimately the most important touchdown. But right now, it feels like this one was the most important touchdown staying in this game.
Of the season.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
PAT attempt. The snap.
Pulaski blocked.
It's blocked.
Wow.
This is huge.
You just can't catch the full break here,
Wow,
can
we just can't catch a break at all. So the Sailors score with 8:16 remaining till halftime to make the score 14-6. Hey, we're going to give you 45 seconds, but come on back because there is still a lot of time left in this first half.
Looking to buy or sell? Look no further than our broadcast booth sponsor, John Vandervelde at Nexus Realty. Give him a call at 231-759-3634 or go see him at 880 West Broadway Avenue in Muskegon. Nexus Realty, team-based real estate professionals.
I want to welcome everyone back. Sailors have knocked the door down just a little bit, but missed the PAT. It is now 14-6. High end overhand kick is going to be taken over the little starburst. Who's got the ball?
That did not pay off for them.
It did not pay off. He's going to lose about 6 yards on that. First and 10, ball's going to be marked for the Scots right around the 7-yard line.
So when we say starburst, what happens is the kick returner catches the ball, and then other players come and huddle around him, and in theory they pass the ball or hand the ball off to someone, and then they all three break out at the same time, and you pretty much have to guess where the ball is. It's a wing T concept, but we certainly knew where the ball was.
Yep, and first saw that by Rockford back in the day.
Need another stop, boys.
Oh, I tell you what, being this deep in Caledonia's territory, another turnover or even a stop would be huge. Field position.
Townsend with the ball.
They're going back to what they know.
Yeah, well,
and I would too.
Yeah, but he only gained 2 on the carry right there. If we can hold him to 2, it'd be great, but unfortunately, we haven't been able to do that. Second down and 8, 7:54 counting down here till halftime. Sailors down by 8, 14-6. But they are on the board.
And I think you're going to see. I think you're going to see Townsend. I think you're going to see McKenzie fake the handoff and roll. I think you're going to see a little bit more of the RPO, if you will.
H-back offset to the right, empty backfield, twins to the top and bottom. McKenzie back to pass.
Not much pressure.
McKenzie, not much
That's
pressure.
A hold on
all
Cavanis.
Day.
Not called,
all day long. He's going to gain about 5-6 yards on the carry. It'll bring up a third and 2.
All day long a hold.
All day long is right, Joe.
So a big third down play. 7:02 left in the second quarter. 14-6 Caledonia over our Sailors.
See Luke Emmons in there playing some defense. Probably giving Kemper Millis a little break.
For sure.
240 people listening to us on Facebook tonight.
Thank
you all.
Thank everybody. Trips to the left.
Option.
Little option.
See, I'm telling you, that's him, man. He's gone.
And
you're not catching him.
30.
Oh, Michi might catch
20,
him. Poke
10,
it through.
5. Oh, and he's tackled. Biddy. Dimitri Roberson saves a touchdown. Makes a touchdown-saving tackle down at the 6-yard line, but broken tackles at the initial line of scrimmage, Steve.
Yeah, and as soon as I'm telling you, you can see it, right? He plants that foot and see ya.
He can move.
This kid can scoot.
I mean, Dimitri certainly came out of nowhere, but man.
Very similar to the play Ronald Johnson made in the state championship game against Warren D. LaSalle when Tony Woodnice was there in 2008.
You know, in reading an article about Coach Pennington's keys to the game, he said they had to have more big plays than Mona Shores has, and they certainly
they have.
Tonight.
And athletic director Townsend, I'll get to that in a minute.
He's open.
Rolling out wide open. It's a low pass. So Freddie Townsend, athletic director, talking about his son, says, hey, my son has to have a great game for us to win tonight as well as the other team. And both players are, like you said, Steve, you called it exactly right. Having a heck of a game. Incomplete. We're going to have a timeout on the field. Got to believe it's Caledonia called the timeout.
I believe it was.
I don't see it on the scoreboard. No,
there
must
was
not
no
be a timeout. Well, somebody called something.
They were fixing something on the clock.
Oh, okay.
Now, I don't know what it had gone down to. It was an incomplete pass, so it should have stopped the clock at that time. But there's definitely been some clock issues this game.
Well, needless to say, it's second down and second and goal at the 6-yard line. 5:52. Twins to the top and bottom.
Tight ends wider.
Yeah, H back, staying back.
There we go.
Halftime. There we go.
Who was that came on the delayed? Was that Elijah Johnson?
Johnson out of the Will linebacker spot.
So they
yes, it is.
So that play was they ran that exact same play that they scored a touchdown on earlier, where they swung the inside receiver out and tried to run the wide receiver on a slant.
On the slant, right. All right, so that is a loss of 9. Makes it third and goal at the 15, boys and girls.
But they're taking an awful lot of time.
Oh, they're taking a ton of time.
Well, I think it's funny, Joe, is that we're so used to seeing no huddle offenses that it's kind of it's weird
true.
to see a huddled
that's
offense.
Very true.
Townsend in motion, quarterback rolling out to the left. Oh, he's got a receiver wide open in the end zone. Got confused. It's a touch on the defensive back for the Sailors. Got confused as McKenzie's rolling out. He started cheating up on it a little bit as if he was going to run. The receiver on the far right side just slid in right behind him, Steve.
Yeah, he went to the exact spot that he needed to go. Just watching on the replay, it looks like a little miscommunication in the defensive backfield, which allowed him to get open in the back of the end zone there.
So the Scots nullify the touchdown by the Sailors. Waiting for the PAT attempt. The snap, it's a high one, but the kick is up and good. So the Sailors find themselves down by 15, boys and girls, with 4:56 remaining here until halftime. We're going to take a quick break, but you make sure you come right back.
Hello, Sailor Nation. This is Papa T from Sailor Hockey. I would like to shout out to all the Sailor Nation Sports and Mona Shores varsity hockey fans. The varsity hockey squad is lucky enough to have the team from Sailor Nation Sports tag along with us on our travel weekend to Marquette on December 10th and 11th. With this honor comes quite a bit of added expenses for our team.
Down by 15. I hope you didn't go anywhere. Want to welcome everyone back. The defending two-time state championships are on a rope. They are treading for their lives right now in Operation Stay Alive. It's a low squib. Going to be taken by McNiff across the 25.
Flag on the
late flag.
Holding.
So we got to wait for the officials to gather.
It's a hold.
And the clock is still running, by the way. Yeah, they're running that clock. They've run 15, 20 seconds off the clock. Yeah, I was going to update the clock, and I'm looking at it from my vantage point, and they lost about 25 seconds off of that waiting for this ball to be reset.
Well, the clock's been an issue the whole game.
All game.
It's crazy. How does that happen in a district?
There we go.
And I realize they keep the score, but that's tough. So 4:45 left in the second quarter, 21-6, Caledonia. We have the ball on our 15-yard
Sky
line.
motion there. Fullback carrying the ball. He's going to get about 3 yards on the carry.
You know, one of our fans is mentioning, Brian Ashcroft actually, quick scores and some turnovers are going to be our friend right now. That's going to be, we need to get down this field, 4:25 and ticking down right now. We have to get another score before we hit halftime, and we have to get a couple of very big stops, maybe some turnover gifts.
Well, Steve brought up a great point, too, to compliment Brent, what he said, too. We have to score on every possession right now. Konechny, nice
throw.
ball for the first down. Nice ball by Mark.
It's a great timing route by Mark and Ryan.
Yeah.
Little comeback route to the outside. It's definitely all timing, and great throw by Mark, great catch by Ryan.
Boy, Mark looks good out there, though. His ankle shows no effects at all from being, he got it bruised up just a little bit, but came right back in, so he's good to go.
Nice
Farnham going to carry the ball. Farnham going to get some positive yards. We'll make it about 14 on the carry. Bring first and 10, 3:47, counting down till halftime. Sailors down by 15. Hurry up offense here. Trips to the left, split to the right. Farnham and the backfield, but Mona Shores is going to call a timeout.
No, Caledonia called timeout.
Correction, timeout for the Scots. We're going to take them with them. 3:41 remaining until halftime. Your Sailors, the D2 state champions, down by 15. And we're back, everybody. Twins to the top and bottom. No, we got twins to the left, split right, H-back. Offset to your left, Farnham, the fullback. Farnham going to carry the ball. Farnham's going to pick up about 3 yards on the carry. Going to bring up second down and 7, Stevie.
Yeah, so Caledonia called a timeout there. Shores was going, we haven't seen Shores go on a really quick pace a lot this season, and so they were moving the ball. I think Caledonia just wanted to call a timeout, settle everyone down, and kind of,
Not a bad idea.
No, I think it was a great call.
Low snap, little ball. Oh, plenty of real estate out there. Across the 40, Vinton is going to be, he's just dragged down at about the 37-yard line, but it's enough for the first down. Sailors deep inside Scott's territory here. Coach Kozak getting the offense ready, and it looks like he's putting them in hurry-up mode, boys and girls. Twins to the top and bottom. Farnham offset to your right. Vinton in motion. Konechny going to go back. It's got a slant across the middle.
That is interference.
Yes,
There's a flag right there. Boy, that official just throwing it past interference. He was grabbing with the right arm onto the left hip. Boy, we've got broadcasters all over.
We're in like media row right here.
Yeah,
It's like we're at the Super Bowl.
Honestly, medium row.
We've never been. Even when we go to the Ford Field, we were separated.
Right
here we have everyone in this press box, and you can hear everyone's call. It's kind of cool, actually.
Well, we hope you're enjoying this broadcast from us. We certainly are honored to bring it to everyone out there, even though we are all audio.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we got Kim in the best in the business. He's up in the crow's nest. Twins to the top and bottom. We got a little sky motion right now. Farnham going to carry the ball.
Fumble.
Caledonia gets the ball back, and a beautiful drive is thwarted by the first turnover of the game by the Sailors. Oh, my goodness gracious.
It looked like the handoff might not have been very clean.
You got that on replay?
Yeah, I looked at it. It looked like the handoff was not clean.
Yeah, Demir definitely got through the hole and turned. He's like, "Uh-oh, I don't have the ball," and turned around.
So the mesh was bad.
And that's right. That's one of the things about running the veer. You have to trust each other, and sometimes if that doesn't happen.
All right, so there's plenty of time. 2:48 here.
Great play by Elijah Johnson.
Get up there and get him, yeah.
Good.
Okay, so plenty of time for the Scots to try to get one in the end zone right here. But, boy, I'll tell you what, if they were, it'd really be tough, son, because that was a nice drive by the Sailors.
And I believe, if I remember correctly, Caledonia comes out with the ball first in the second half.
Oh, they do?
They do.
Yeah, absolutely. Brings up a 2nd down and 7. No, that isn't correct. It's 2nd down and 15. 16. Boy, they are just slow with the scoreboard stuff, too, tonight. Twins to the left. Split to the right. H-back. Townsend carrying the ball. Townsend's going to get the lost yardage back, so it'll bring up a 3rd and 10. After that gain of 7, you're down to 2:32 and counting.
And it looks like
why does the
call the timeout?
Okay, somebody had to call a timeout because okay. So we're going to take the timeout with you. No, hey, let's get some scores. You got any more scores to give?
You have to give me
real
a heads
quick
up
during
there,
this
Nick.
timeout here, brother. If not, the winner goes on to the regionals, and the regionals will be either at Traverse City or Caledonia or at Mona Shores. Go ahead, buddy.
So I got Montague 28-14 over Reed City. We have Catholic, Muskegon Catholic 20-0 over Ravenna. Martin Luther King is losing 12-6 to River Rouge.
Wow.
Traverse City Central is up 21-6 over Bay City Western. Oak Ridge is up 38-6 over Tri-County. We have De La Salle and Grosse Pointe South are tied 14-14 in the second quarter. Whitehall is losing to Cadillac 10-6. Carson City Crystal is up 14-0 over Muskegon Heights. And
Muskegon
Cedar
plays
Springs
tomorrow
and Muskegon play tomorrow at 1
o'clock. Right. So, okay. That De La Salle game, everyone thought De La Salle's got a cakewalk in Division II. That may be a struggle. But D3 with River Rouge and King, and Steve, you and I both, we thought King was probably one of the best teams in the state that we saw.
Oh, they are, regardless of what happens.
I think so, too. All right, so we got Twins to the left, split right, H-back offset to the right.
And he's wide, so a pass or a run outside.
Yeah, quarterback rolling out to
screen.
Screen coming back.
Oh, covered well.
Keep the back. Nicely done. Got to wrap him up. Got to rack him up. Nicely defended. Who's that? That's DJ Cabinets, the All-State defensive tackle from last year.
And so they rolled away from the H-back, and Elijah Johnson was on him man-to-man. So when he stayed, they had that stiffen out. So that is a fantastic call by Coach Check and the defensive
Well, not
staff.
only that, but they practiced that on Tuesday at our defensive practice down in Grand Haven. And I tell you, Coach Check and the staff have really left no stones unturned in reading and doing that.
One thing that I want to point out with the way that this possession has gone for Caledonia, they're going to leave time on the clock for the Sailors to do something. And I'll tell you, if they can get the stop on this possession, which is 4th down now, there's almost no doubt that they're going to be kicking from down here at 4th down. We're going to have about 2+ minutes to do something. If we get a good return on this short field, we could really turn the momentum of this game back at least a little closer to manageable for us.
So they're coming out in an offensive formation. My guess is they're going to do something similar to what we do, but we better adjust to it. But
well, we've got Biddy back. Probably hard count him, so now he moves back. Biddy is
short punt.
Short punt. Now, I wonder why Biddy came up.
Because I think
they were in an offensive formation.
They were in an offensive formation, but as soon as the quarterback dropped back, again, it's hindsight. I understand it. But Sailors got to stop. 2:13 remaining. Sailors have 2 timeouts. No, Sailors have 1 timeout. Caledonia has 2. Surprised to see Caledonia kind of get away with what got them their 21, though, too, Steve. A little bit.
I think they're trying to burn clock.
I think use up clock. I think where their field position was as well. I think they were trying to play it safe at the end of the half. And you know what? If your defense is only giving up 11 points a game and you score 21, you're in pretty good shape, I think.
Yes, you are. Farnham going to carry the ball. Farnham's going to get about 4 yards on the carry. Going to bring down up a 2nd down and 6. Hurry up mode. 2 minutes remaining till halftime. It's a trophy game. District championship on the line. It's a revenge game for the Scots of Caledonia. Trip to the right, split to the left. Farnham offset, connecting back to pass. Got a wide open receiver just over the outstretched arms of Ryan McNiff. Catchable ball, but a little high.
I think he thought he was closer to the sideline than he was, so he was trying to get his feet down in bounds. I didn't see the replay, but so I think, or he just mistimed the catch. 1:44 left in the half.
Trips right, split left, H-back offset. Nice little ball there. He's going to break 1, 2 tackles.
And again, we talk about it from time on the clock. That was a 3rd down play. We're at 4th down with 1.5 minutes left. You know, obviously, we're going to run, or Caledonia's going to call a timeout. Yep, and they did. So 1.5 minutes. They're going to get the ball back and still.
Right, exactly. That's a good call, Joe.
Have an opportunity. You know, I don't see Koziak going for it here. Do you, Steve?
No.
I don't either.
I see him trying to hard count first, but a hard count would make it 4th and 1. I would hard count him first. That doesn't work. Mark will go back and punt it, absolutely, because that would give them a minute 20, let's say. Caledonia has 1 timeout. Shores has 1 timeout, Joe. So, yeah, I think maybe a hard count that doesn't work. Mark will go back and do the kick that, you know, we've seen since Matt's really taken over as a head coach.
Yep. Let's get that trivia in real quick.
All right, let's get it in right now, buddy.
Troy Wasserman of Core Realty Partners trivia question. Question is, who is the all-time leading rusher in Mona Shores football history?
Wow, great question.
Leading rusher in Mona Shores history.
Trips to the right, split to the left. Coach Koziak changing up the play here. Konechny's going to go back. Konechny's going to roll out.
Oh, you got to throw it.
Oh, no, he's short. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, so we were off. Oh, my gosh, there's 1:29 left. Surprised to see that at all, Steve?
Well, considering the clock only ran 1 second in that entire thing, it was 1:30 when we started. They ran 1 second off that clock over the entire play. They screwed that clock up.
Well, knock on the window again.
Clock.
1 second. 1 second. 1 second.
1 second. So Caledonia is going to take over on down, strips right, split left, fullback Townsend offset to the right. Quarterback's going to roll to the right. We've got a curl wheel going on right here. Got a slant across the middle. It's caught.
No.
He's going to break 1 tackle, and he's going to get the first down by about 1 yard. The clock's going to stop to move the chains.
Boy, he just kind of takes his time back there and methodically watches and looks for the players downfield. And
H-back offset to the right, twins to the right, twins to the left. Quarterback is back. It's got all kinds of time. There's a flag. A pass goes incomplete, but we're going to have some laundry, 3 flags right around the 40-yard line.
That was great coverage by Jeffrey Lenardowitz.
Yeah.
Wow. So he had to pick him up from his line, the H-back. Jeffrey had to pick up the H-back from his linebacker position and ran down the field with him. And that is a tough thing to do.
It is.
That was a great play.
So the officials are picking up the flags. We're leaving one at about the 37-yard line, conferring right there in the middle of the field. So was it a hold probably?
Yeah.
I would think.
I believe it's a hold. It came in from and was in the area where hold would be. No.
Personal foul.
Shot block.
Shot block.
Wow.
Against Caledonia.
That's a big one.
So that's a 15-yarder.
Joe, would you say there's 1:03 left in the half? Would you say with the scoreboard issues of the clock that they probably have not run the clock for about a minute, like in that first quarter?
I'd say
pretty close, right?
I'd say a good at least 30 seconds. Jeez. So we're talking about time. That's real time in this game. They have not been running that clock. And
they ran 3 plays in the first quarter without the clock.
Running the clock.
And so we haven't, always been looking. So, yeah, I'd say a minute at least, max, probably.
At least 30 seconds, maybe up to
okay.
A little confusion on defense here.
Yeah, a little on defense here. We got trips.
Oh, they run Townsend up.
Townsend in the middle. Townsend's going to break tackle. He's going to break another one. Townsend.
That was
20,
tackling.
15, 10, 5, touchdown. Townsend for Caledonia goes 46, so that's 51 yards. 54 yards for the touchdown.
That was not very good tackling.
No.
Townsend is just putting on a show tonight in this first half. The sophomore, 6 feet, 185 pounds.
Well, the Sailors are more than in trouble right now with this game.
There's a snap. The kick, it's up, and it is good with 52 seconds until halftime. The floodgates have opened, and the water is rushing. The Scots are up by 22 points, 28-6. Hey, take a quick break, but come on back, everybody. We still got the second half of action.
Trophy House is your #1 source for fan gear, corporate and team sales, trophies, awards, and more. Visit them in their new showroom, right next door from their old showroom on Henry Street. If it can be logoed, they're your resource. Your brand is their business.
Boy, we haven't seen this kind of a score in an awfully long time. If you're just joining us, thank you for allowing us into your homes and your lives this evening. Sailors, the D2 state champions, down by 22. It's a little squib kick. Going to be tackled right there at about the 31-yard line. So with 50 seconds remaining till halftime, 28-6. Sailors with the ball, 1 timeout remaining. You try to get a touchdown? I mean, I would think you would still. You got 1 timeout.
You have to.
You're not going to get the ball to start the second half. You've only stopped them once.
Here's a new development, too. Landon Thelman's in the game at quarterback.
Oh.
So Mark Konechny's ankle may be bothering him a little bit. Not sure what that is. It's a low snap turnover.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my goodness. The low snap with 1 timeout.
My goodness.
So you've got a backup center in Kemper Millis, and nothing against Kemper. It just hasn't been there all year. Snaps for the most part have been low. You've got a backup quarterback in there now. Not sure the status of Mark Konechny. And right now you've got 46 seconds. Ball's marked at about the 24-yard line.
And this
1
would be
timeout.
a dagger of a score right here.
Kenzie back to pass all day, slant across the middle.
Yes,
intercepted. Woo! Did we catch a break right there? Number 6 on the interception.
We did, except for we have the ball on the inch line.
Yeah.
And he's also hurt. Looks like he got his ankle rolled up on at the very end there. Is that Vinton?
C.J. Ivey, I think.
Is it Ivy? Number 6.
Number 6, C.J. Ivey, yeah. So Ivey is down, and he looks like he's in some pain. Coach Kozak going out. Dan Schneider, team trainer, will be heading out there as well. Here he comes right now from Mercy Health. Dan just got married over the last summer.
Hey, a couple shout-outs.
All right, go ahead.
Need to make. Yesterday, Mr. Dan Vandermeide celebrated his 70th birthday.
Wow.
So happy birthday, Dan. You
Dan,
have been
happy birthday, brother.
huge supporter of ours. Your entire family has been a huge supporter. 70 years old, and we're so thankful to have you in this Mona Shores family, broadcasting, supporting us through all kinds of different endeavors. Hope your birthday was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now, a little personal one for me. My mom's birthday is tomorrow, 77. So happy birthday.
You know, Joe, God bless your mother. She's got to be a saint having raised a
She
son
has to be
like
a saint.
you.
That's correct.
I tell you, she has got to be proud of. But Mom, happy birthday to you, because we haven't heard the family name mentioned a lot this year. But
Well,
Joe,
I've been
are
busy.
you saving it for a special occasion like
busy.
this?
I haven't seen it an awful lot.
No, well, happy birthday, Mom. Want to wish you the very best and glad that you're safe and sound back home and out of the hospital,
Yep,
most
absolutely.
importantly. All right, so Thalman in at quarterback. He's going to carry the ball. Going to get some yards. So he's out of that end zone.
That
right
was
now.
important. 30 seconds left in the half.
Mom's how old did you say?
77 tomorrow.
77 years young. And we are going to – so who
Another
called
timeout. But, I believe it's
Caledonia.
Caledonia calls
Why
the
wouldn't
time.
you? I mean, they know that's a backup center.
Well,
They've seen some of the snap
absolutely.
issues.
And a
Why
backup
wouldn't they?
quarterback. Yeah, exactly. All right, Steve, Joe, you guys are both – I'm going to put you in the arms of being coaches. You ready?
Yep.
Joe, your defense. Steve, your offense.
I want it the other way around.
You want it the other way around? No, you can't.
Okay,
Joe,
all right.
You're the Mona Shores defensive coordinator. What do you do? What do you tell your kids?
Everything in the success of this Caledonia team has been predicated on time. The quarterback has been getting a lot of time back there.
Okay,
So
agreed.
if you've got to get pressure on the quarterback, but at the same time, you've got to be able to maintain the center of that field. You have to keep him in between the hash marks. Don't let him get outside and don't give him enough time. That's
All
the
right,
only-
so 30 seconds. Thalman in at
Oh,
quarterback.
my
Low
gosh.
snap. Bobbles again. Whoa! Oh, did he get stuck?
Hammered.
But that timeout is kind of mute. Caledonia has none, so that's going to be the end of the half right
Yeah.
here.
And I'm Sailors. I don't even try it. I don't.
No,
even
I
attempt
just
No,
let
they're
it
not
go
snapping the
out.
ball.
Now he's just going to tell them to come on over. We're going to go to half. Steve, before we get to halftime, you're Matt Koziak in at halftime. What do you tell your kids? First of all, what do you tell the team first, and then what do you do offensively? Let's go team first.
Well, I mean, obviously it's been a while since Mona Shores has been in a position like this, particularly in the playoffs. But I think Matt stays true to what he always preaches, and that is you play until the last, and it's so cliche, but it's the truth. You play until that last whistle blows. And you are, and you've heard him say this, you're not only playing for you, you're playing for the people that have come before you. You're playing for the people that have come that will come after you. And you don't want to look back at, you didn't give everything that you had. Regardless of what happens on the scoreboard, you make sure that, as seniors, the reality is it might be the last time you're on the field. Do not leave any part of you out on that field. And I think that's the message.
And to that, not only are you playing for the people before and after, but you're playing for the school, you're playing for the family, you're playing for the community that has supported you during your back-to-back state championship runs.
And with that, it's not always about we know that it's not about win-loss. It's about playing your heart. Playing your heart, like Steve, you said, leave it all out there on the field. That's what's expected. That's what's expected from past, present, future, community, and everything else. So, Steve, any final words before we take a half-time break?
Nope.
All right. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in, it looks about 14 minutes until halftime break is over, so we'll see you then.
Sailor Nation. This is Papa T from Sailor Hockey. I would like to shout out to all the Sailor Nation Sports and Mona Shores Varsity Hockey fans. The Varsity Hockey Squad is lucky enough to have the team from Sailor Nation Sports tag along with us on our travel weekend to Marquette on December 10th and 11th. With this honor comes quite a bit of added expenses for our team. We are looking for some Sailor Nation supporters who would be willing to sponsor Joe and his team to make the long journey north with us. How amazing would it be to have a part in allowing the great fans of Mona Shore Sports to watch some quality hockey from the comforts of their own homes? If you have the ability to help make this happen for our boys, please contact me, Paul Tiefenthal, by email at sailor-hockey@comcast.net, or contact me directly through our Facebook page at Mona Shores Varsity Hockey. That is all. Carry on.
Boy, the last time we said something like this, it was week 2 and we were downtown Detroit versus Martin Luther King. Welcome back, everybody. Sailor Nation Sports. Glad and proud to be with you, all 5,000 strong as the family continues to grow. And Stevie, 28-6 halftime. Talk to me, brother. Give me some stats. Give me some halftime
Okay, I'll give you stats. We'll start there. That's
great. Give me some halftime stats, brother.
For Mona Shores, Farnham had 7 carries for 36 yards and a touchdown. Mark Konechny was 8 of 12 passing for 77 yards. Ryan McNiff had 4 receptions for 48 yards, and Elijah Johnson had 5 tackles. For Caledonia, Mason McKenzie had 12 carries for 92 yards and a touchdown. Brock Townsend had 9 carries for 89 yards and a touchdown. Mason McKenzie was 8 of 13 passing for 108 yards and 2 touchdowns. I guess the main storyline is this, that Mason McKenzie had 200 total yards, 108 passing and 92 rushing, and accounted for
pretty well-rounded
3 touchdowns, and Brock Townsend had 89 yards rushing.
You know, it's
the
been,
two-headed monster we talked about prior.
It's rearing its ugly head, big and bad and ferociously. It's been 4 years since the last time they had a W against us, and it may be here. Thoughts? Second half, defensively, what do we need to do? Now let's flip it here a little bit.
Sure.
Steve, you're on defense.
Yeah, well, I mean, with Caledonia up 28-6, I think you're going to see a heavy dose of run. I think you'll see him mix in a play-action pass after a few runs in a row. But, you know, I would expect, based on that, Mona Shores will load the box, as we say, and probably go man-to-man on the outside and take their chances. Because at a point, when you're at 28-6 and it's win or go home, you're going to have to take chances now. And I think that chance is you put 7 guys in the box and you go man-to-man in the defensive backfield, and whatever happens, happens. It doesn't matter if the score finishes 28-6 or 56-6. It doesn't matter.
Joe, you're on offense. What do you do?
I think you have to attack. You got to take some chances. Right now, you're down essentially 3 scores.
Oh, yeah.
Minimum 3 scores.
And throwing a 2-point conversion in there, something. It could be 4 scores. Yeah.
You got to take chances. Leaving it all on the field now you've got to get back in this game to even have a chance. So your offense right now has to be dialing up some big plays. They've got to be able to get them off balance a little bit on defense. They've got their number. They've just been stuffing everything all game long. So they've got to get them off balance. They've got to pull some strings out, and they've got to get on the board to be able to try to get this pendulum swung back the other way.
So we're about to have the kickoff. Caden Pulaski for Mona Shores is about to set to kick off. It is 28-6, as Nick said. Caledonia is lined up in an onside look, but Pulaski kicks it deep. Brock Townsend is set to receive the ball. He catches at the 5-yard line, advances the 10, 15, and knocked out of bounds by a host of Sailors. So that'll bring up a 1st and 10 for Mona Shores on the 22-yard line of Caledonia.
Yeah, and every defensive stand right now is going to be huge, okay? But right now, can't let them get in the end zone if you want to have really any foreseeable chance to get back into this game.
Absolutely not. And you're going to see a lot of McKenzie. I think you're going to see a lot of Townsend right now.
Yes, I think you're going to see a heavy dose of run right off that H-back. Here we go. They're going to pull a guard. Townsend's going to carry the ball. And there's a late flag coming in.
Looks like it's going to be a hold against Caledonia.
Yeah, I think so too. It's funny, I find myself looking at the clock a little bit more and more after what we were going through in this first half.
Well, here's a funny thing about that clock. They even couldn't get it started for halftime. It wasn't running at halftime for about the first 30 to 45 seconds.
So I wonder if it's the clock operator. I know this is going to sound funny, but if it's the clock operator from Caledonia trying to work a Granville scoreboard that's set up differently and they're having a tough time.
Easily could be. Absolutely easily could be. Nevertheless, it's maddening because I think that last drive in possession, there was a lot more time on the clock for Caledonia.
Townsend with the ball. It's going to be bottled up right at the goal line, right at the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 15.
And I'll tell you right now,
20.
If you could get a 3 and out starting
it'd be huge. It'd be enormous.
You look for every single way that you could turn this game around, and it starts with every single possession that you have to take away from Caledonia.
And this would be a big momentum swing as well because the Sailors really haven't forced any urgency or concern on the Fighting Scots side at all.
I could see a screen coming out of this. Sure. They should play it safe.
Yeah. Townsend's going to get the ball. Going to just...
Up the middle, doesn't surprise me. Run some time.
Yeah. Huddle up, eat some time up. You're under 11 minutes, 10:40 counting down here in the third quarter. It's going to put the Scots in punting. Is this the third down?
Third down.
It's a 3rd and 21. Ball's marked back at the 14-yard line. Again, no urgency at all. The quarterback goes over. Now, you want to talk really old school when the quarterback runs to the sideline and runs back in.
Yep.
They don't even signal on stuff like that. It's funny, they're not, I don't think they can now, but the clock over here for the game countdown clock. Little jet motion right here. Going to give the ball off to him.
That's Justice Reed on the carry for Caledonia. So that'll bring up 4th down, Nick. Good start to the...
Hey, a good start to here. Now if we can get him to punt.
Oh, my gosh. We have a flag, and I think it's on us, Nick.
Oh, no.
They're saying it's against us.
Oh, it's probably your personal foul then, too. Face mask, maybe?
It's on this side of the field, so it's on the opposite side where the ball went.
Well, they're confined over there. The men. Okay, looks like we're going to get a signal here. Personal foul, face mask, Shores. Oh, it's a 15. Now, is it a 15 or 10? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's going to give them a first down. Oh, my God.
Well, you can't come back from a deficit that you have right now like this. Get the stop. You literally had them stop ready to give the ball.
Oh, yeah, right. And you gave them a first down on the face mask personal foul. 1st and 10 for the Scots. Ball's marked at... Hang on, we're going to see here where it's... Is that Townsend carrying the ball?
No, that was McKenzie, quarterback.
McKenzie carrying the ball, all right.
He just waits, reads his blockers, and when he sees the hole, he just explodes through it.
Ball was marked at the 34-yard line. Picks up about 5 on the carry, so make it down 2nd down and 5. Boy, the penalty was costly. You know, it's always costly on both sides of the ball. You know, if you make a great run, like the touchdown, it came back on the hold, but on defensively, the face mask after you get them, it's... Boy, everything that's going wrong could possibly go wrong this game, but the rally caps have to be on. H-back offset to the right. Fullback, Townsend offset to the right. McKenzie going to carry the ball. McKenzie's going to follow Townsend. McKenzie's going to get the first down.
Demir Farnham on the tackle.
Yeah. Boy, Steve, you are absolutely correct. You said when he plants that foot and he decides he's going to go north and south, he's gone. It's like somebody, like a rubber band, just bam, he's gone.
When watching film all week this week, like that just continually showed, obviously I'm watching formations, I'm watching players and doing a self-scout, but every time I saw it, and now there's another penalty on Mona Shores here, right?
Looks like another, is that a penalty on Shores?
And every time he plants that foot, he just goes. It is.
The wheels are beginning to fall off the train.
Yes, they are. 2 big penalties. Okay, we've given up 30 yards just in penalties on this drive, and we've run off 3 plays. Wow, if this doesn't say, come on, boys, we're better than this. 8:55 counting down, 3rd quarter, 1st and 10. Ball's marked at the 32-yard line. We're on the far east hash here at Granite Bulldog Stadium. H-back offset to the right. Left side guard tackle. McKenzie going to carry the ball. He'll pick up about 2 yards on the carry.
Well, again, if there is any hope, Staylor's still got to get a stop, even if it's not where we had the stop back inside the 20. They still have to get a stop. They got to force some type of movement the other way on this ball. If they get in the end zone on this possession, that's almost lights out, almost guaranteed.
And you're absolutely correct, Joe, but as I mentioned, on the flip side of that, their defense is so good that it's going to be tough just to score points.
Well, because,
and it has been.
Yeah, right. And not only that, quarterback's going to carry the ball across the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Caledonia. And that may have sealed the game for the Scots of Caledonia. Going up 34-6 on a 30-yard scamper by McKenzie.
Wow, I'll tell you, Caledonia is a beast of a team.
Yeah, they're good.
Beast of a team.
Number 4 ranked team in Division III. So this coach has done a nice job. You said this is his 2nd year?
First year.
It's his 1st year, yeah. He's inherited a nice group of kids. And they're young, 8 underclassmen on offense.
False start on the extra point team here.
So let's move the ball back 5 yards.
You got your quarterback coming back next year. You got your 2 receivers coming back. You got your tight end coming back. You have your running back coming back. You have all your skill players coming back.
Yeah, you got all of your skill kids. PAT attempt from 5 yards back. The snap, the kick, it's up. It is good. 7:47 remaining here in the third quarter. Caledonia comfortably up 35-6. We're going to be right back, everybody. Don't you go anywhere.
Trophy House is your #1 source for fan gear, corporate and team sales, trophies, awards, and more. Visit them in their new showroom, right next door from their old showroom on Henry Street. If it can be logoed, they're your resource. Your brand is their business.
I want to welcome everybody back. I'm sorry, I was updating some scores here. It's 35-6, 7:47 counting down here in the third quarter. There's a kickoff. It's a low squib again. It's going to take a funny little bounce. Sailor's going to get it, cross down the 40, down to about the 43-yard line.
I got a question for you. You're on your phone and you're updating other people.
Yeah, it's not like he's finding scores, local scores updating.
There is no reason that anybody that is on their phone right now texting you couldn't be listening on Sailor Nation Sports Network. If they want to know the score, all they got to do is tune in.
Jeez.
Very well put by both of you. Thank you. Let me stop that and get back to what I do best, talk. Twins to the left, split right. Farnham offset to the right. Well, you got your H back.
And that's Landon Thelman in at quarterback still.
Yeah, so Konechny's ankle must be bad. Snap here by Mellis. Little there, low pass.
Yeah, and now you're going to see now a tremendous hill to climb just from the standpoint of timing and working together and everything else that has been unraveled by not only Kemper Millis at center, but now you've got Thalman in at quarterback.
Yeah.
It is going to be difficult against this talented Scots team to do anything on offense.
Well, you got three starters that aren't playing, and unfortunately against a very good Caledonia team. Congratulations to their coach and his staff, I'll tell you. Thalman going to carry the ball. Thalman's going to get, about 3 yards on the carry. It'll bring up a third and about 8.
Which makes the uphill climb even greater, right? Absolutely nothing against Landon Thelman, but he had, to take meaningful snaps in a game, in a playoff game, when you haven't taken really any meaningful snaps all year against probably the best defense you faced all year too.
Oh, without a question. And not only that, then,
it was a great pitch.
Oh, my God, they're just hitting every. But not only that, Steve, but, you're down by 29 points, too, against the number 4 ranked team in the state of Michigan.
No question about it.
So it's going to bring up a 4th and 9 for the Sailors. Hard count. Okay, so do you have a backup punter? We don't know that yet.
But it
doesn't look like they're going to punt here. A quick pass. They won't need to. Biddy's going to get the ball. Biddy's going to get the first
throw by
down.
Landon Thelman.
Nice ball by Landon. Great ball, great catch.
And we've said, Nick, and you've said, and we've talked about, Landon is a quality backup.
Oh, absolutely, Steve.
Heir apparent, obviously, with Mark being a senior, correct?
Well, Landon's a senior.
No, Landon's a senior, too.
Okay, I was thinking he was a junior.
Yeah. No, Landon is just number one. He's a great young man.
For sure.
Extremely coachable. Can run the offense very, very well.
A little pass out to the right to McNiff.
And right there, you see an excellent example of what Thalman can do. You're not asking him to create miracles. You're asking him to run the offense, and he's doing a great job at it right now. And nice little methodical drive going down. Ball's going to be marked right at about the 35-yard line. Now, talking about the clock not being right, it's 4th and 4, they say. And it's not even close. Farnham going to carry the ball. Farnham's going to break loose. Farnham's going to go down to about the 23, 22-yard line. It's going to be another first down for the Sailors. Sailors knocking on the door deep inside of the Fighting Scots territory. First down and 10, balls marked at the 24-yard line. They're counting down to 4:40 here in a very fast-paced fourth quarter. Coach Kozak and his entourage, brother Mike, assistant coach Tom Grimm signaling in plays. Thelma going to carry the ball. Thelma's going to break loose. Thelma's going to pick up about 8 yards on the carry. Mark it down at about the 15-yard line. Nice little drive, Stevie.
Yeah, good little drive. I mean, and I think you're probably at that point where Caledonia is probably in a little bit of a lull and let down and kind of they're not in a prevent defense, but playing a little softer. And
Thelma, now ball goes out of bounds low and to the right of the intended receiver. McNiff brings up a third down and 2. Boy, Steve, when you say Radio Row, it is literally Radio Row to our left here, brother. Kind of impressive. Farnham offset to the left, twins to the top. Thelma smash across the middle. Roberson, touchdown, Mona Shores.
Great pass by Landon Thelman.
Nice drive. Nice job by Landon Thelman. Nice job by the whole offensive unit.
Yeah, for sure, and really happy for Landon to be able to come in and do that. 35-12.
35-12.
Go for 2. We tack a couple of these on after a couple of 3-and-outs or a turnover, and breathing new life is where we would be at. But again, yes, we got to score. We have to find an answer on offense for these Scots, which have just been running at will on us.
Time sure goes faster when you're losing, doesn't it?
Sure. Little Jet Molson low snap. His knee was down when he got the ball, so that means the play comes to an end immediately. And again, you've got a backup center who hasn't played center all year long. Probably hasn't gotten a boatload of reps in practice as well.
In fact, I would say that I'm not sure he's taken any reps. I don't want to say that. From what I've seen, I'm not sure he's taken many reps at center. You're right. Except for this week, correct. So 3:59 left in the third quarter. The Scots are up 35-12.
So only down by 23. Still can do it. Got to get a couple stops here along the way. Defense has got to do their job right now. Offense got it in. Got to score. So do you do an onside right now, or do you kick deep and let your defense do the job, Stevie?
Well, to open the half, they were in the same alignment, so they're anticipating that, or at least being prepared for it. I don't know, Nick. I don't know if you kick it to an empty spot on the field.
Well,
so you look at that last possession, other than the face mask, which negated a fourth down stop, which would have been a punt. They did very well on defense.
Great point, yes.
So do you try again? Get them pinned deep in this kick if you can. The chances are slim, but are they more likely than getting an onside kick?
I think he called Pulaski over and probably told him to kick it to an open area. That's my guess.
I kick it to an open area.
No, or just
what do we know, Steve? We're up here in the box. But it's going to take a nice little bounce, so it's doable right here. Hey, that's not bad, though. That's not bad. Hey, listen, he's at the 12. He's at the 13-yard line, so, hey, that's all right there. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Fighting Scots. Ball's going to be marked at the 13-yard line. We're 3:55 counting down here in the third quarter, and I'll tell you what, it's been one of the fastest quarters we've had this year. And Steve, I think we're going to see – I'm sorry, Joe, go ahead.
Defense, if they could get a turnover and a score, a pick six, something like that, now you're truly back in this game.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think you're going to see the ball in the air at all. Unless it's 3rd and long, to be honest. I see, as Steve said, heavy dose of Townsend and McKenzie.
I mean, we haven't really stopped McKenzie tonight.
No.
Here he is again.
And there he goes right now. And he gets about 9 yards. Make it almost 10. Yeah, right. And he's going to go right behind Townsend, right behind the H-back, and you got some big bodies coming at you with some speed. The coach's kid, what's his name?
Pennington?
Basin? 5'10".
Pinning, or yeah.
No, McKenzie's 5'10", 170. What's the age bet?
It's Derek Pennington Jr. He's 6'1", 210.
210. And you got Townsend, who's 6 feet 180, so you got 390 pounds coming at you. That's tough.
With a fantastic runner.
Yeah, behind the big left tackle, 6'3", 285. Yeah.
So a safe little pass out to the flat.
Another 12 yards.
Yeah, exactly.
The deficit, I fear, is just insurmountable. I mean, again, the errors, the fumbles that could have brought the scores a little closer at the end of the first half easily could have been.
Yep. Hey, we got the Troy Wasserman trivia question. We got to get that, Steve. Why don't you go over that real quick? We got time.
So the Troy Wasserman of Core Realty Partners trivia question for all your commercial needs. The question was, who is the all-time leading rusher in Mona Shores football history?
Ooh.
Want to come back to that after this play?
After this play,
Leading
absolutely.
rusher.
And we do have a couple of correct guesses. At least one I saw.
Oh, you know the answer?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I always know the answer.
Am I allowed to give an answer?
Sure.
I'll
Give it right now, because we're going to give
Dominic
it.
Schermetto.
No, but he was the leading all-time member in a season last year.
Well,
that was
I
our
might
answer.
have been a rusher
Okay.
at fullback. Oh.
The correct answer is, Joe, are you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
Lawrence Kimball.
Oh, yes.
2007 class of 2007. He had
Forgot about
3,114 yards rushing.
He played with my son his senior year. He had 7 touchdowns in one game. Yeah,
Wow.
God, Lawrence could play some ball. In fact, I'm going to have breakfast tomorrow morning with Brad Perkins, his mentor. Lawrence lived with Brad for many years, and Brad is just a good person. Lawrence is living in Grand Rapids, married, graduate of Grand Valley.
Caledonia with a carry to the left, picking up a couple of yards. It looks like they're going to be short of the first down, bringing it a third down in a very short one.
Third and very short. Boy, I tell you what, I've grown to like this H-back look here a little bit. Of course, when you got a big kid like Pennington blocking.
Yeah, it makes it a little easier when it's a 210 H-back.
So an H-back is like what? It's like another tight end in the backfield, Steve?
Tight end, fullback, yeah.
Yeah, just a big body. Yeah, I'd put a big tackle back there if I had a tackle that can move. We're under a minute here in the third quarter.
And Caledonia is milking every second off the clock they can.
We got twins to the right, H-back to the left, split left fullback. Townsend offset to the left. So we got the world on the left with twins to the right. McKenzie at quarterback. He's going to carry the ball. He's going to go outside.
Oh,
He's going to break a couple tackles. There's a
hold
flag.
on Cal.
You know, I got to be honest with you a little bit. And it's only a 23-point lead. I guess you keep your first unit in a little bit longer and wait to fight another day, maybe, Steve?
Who leaves it in? Who are we talking about?
Caledonia.
Oh, my gosh.
So
Caledonia?
Yep,
Yeah.
Caledonia block in the back.
Oh, no. You're leaving them in. You're not taking kids out.
Okay. I'm just throwing some things out with...
You're playing the team that just won 2 state championships in a row,
that.
and there is still 12 minutes left.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
way.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be so passionate.
No,
That's the coach
no,
in me.
no,
Like,
no,
no
no,
way.
no.
Sorry.
Okay.
It just doesn't happen right now.
Okay.
Now, obviously, if you get another score here,
Well, if you get another score, then it's the nail is in the coffin. But you're milking the clock, 12 seconds. This will be the last play. And they may not even have to run a play, to be honest. And I don't think they are. I know I want the officials not even counting down. So we're going to come to the end of the third quarter of action here at Granville High School. The host team, the Fighting Scots of Caledonia, comfortably up by 23, 35-12. Hey, we got a 1-minute break in between quarters. You take it with us, but make sure you come right back.
As the voice of Michigan student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
so that interscholastic athletes may thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stands should have fun,
but not take the focus away from the game.
We believe coaches should act as teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports.
And respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game.
It's the fourth quarter. Operation Stay Alive in jeopardy. Down by 23. Townsend carrying the ball. Townsend's going to break through. Townsend is going to get back about 10. We'll make it 9 yards on it, carry. Bring up a second down, and we'll make it 11.
Again, Caledonia just milking every second off of the clock.
So last week, Zeeland West lost. They made the comment that Zeeland East had the ball for the entire third quarter against St. Joseph.
Wow.
And ran it in and scored, but used all of the third quarter. Where did we see that when they came to Saylor Stadium? That H-back, the coach's young man, is a big boy. There he goes right there. Quarterback's going to bump it outside. He's got Townsend on the outside. He's going to get the first down, and he's just going to slide and stay in bounds. But he gets the first down. Stops the clock to move the chains. 11 minutes remaining here in this ball game. The trophy game, district championship at stake. Sailors trying to stay alive in the playoff as they are in defense of the repeat of D2 state championships is in jeopardy.
Which just goes to show you how smart he is, that, he slid to stay in bounds, keep the clock going.
Yeah.
Well-coached team.
Well-coached team. A very diverse team. Run, pass, multiple formations. Twins to the left, split to the right. H-back offset to the left. Line up in between the guard and the tackle. Townsend, just a little pass to the outside,
which is essentially a run play.
Yeah.
We're talking about being well coached. I mean, Pennington was at Zeeland East for 13 years and had 10 playoff appearances.
Yeah.
So he knows how to coach. That's for sure.
And 11 winning seasons, and really, really good. The receiver ran out of bounds, 10-10 remaining here in the game, down by 23. But the Fighting Scots knocking at the door. They're inside the 30. Balls marked right at the 29.5-yard line.
I knew this was going to be a challenge coming in. I thought with all of the metrics, comparatively even for even, it was going to be a task for sure. I thought that they would be able to stand up a little bit more stout against this team, but honestly, I think maybe Caledonia was underestimated a little.
Quarterback keeping the ball. McKenzie's going to run it outside. McKenzie's down to about the 4-yard line. Steve, you're right. The offense really is a double-edged sword between run pass, between McKenzie and Townsend. And they're all coming back, Steve.
Yeah, it's been impressive to watch tonight, no doubt about it.
No, it really has been impressive. With that 2 Sailors down, 3 starters out right now, and it caught up with them. You got to have a good team. You got to have good coaches, but you got to have some luck. And I think the luck ran out a little bit tonight, Stevie, with the injury bug. And I say that, the Sailors, the better team's going to win tonight. There's no question right now. At this point, on this day, on this field, Caledonia is the better team. You play them 10 times, I don't know, and I'm not even going to predict. But tonight, with the injury bug and the well-coached version that we're seeing of Caledonia, you know what? That game, if Traverse City holds on to win, it's going to be a game, buddy.
It's going to be a big boy game.
It's a big boy game, is right. Down to 8 minutes and 40 seconds. Second down and 1. Ooh, there's a nice little stop by the interior of that Sailor defense. Millis. Cavanis.
You know, what I am glad to see out of these Sailors here is that they are truly playing to the end of this game.
Oh, yeah. And when are you going to throw your seniors in and keep your seniors in that gave you? It's Kozak, Millis, Cavanis, Sandberg. You got Lenarnowitz, you got Elijah Johnson are all your seniors that have been with you. And Johnson has been a 3-year up there. I never had a chance to coach him at the JV level. But what these kids have done, little pass, touchdown. Who's that, number 1?
Yep, Justice Reed.
Yeah, wow, nice ball. 41-12, kids.
Well, again, you know, the Sailors are still holding their head high here. Obviously, they playing against this Caledonia team, and Nick, you and I mentioned it during halftime. If this Caledonia team continues to play at this level against everyone that they see, you could see them in a semifinal or even a final in this playoff run.
Without a question, but I think it's still got to go through Traverse City. Right. I just think Traverse City is really the team to beat on the west side of the state based on they have, I think, 18 or 19 starters coming back from last year's team, along with the 5-star commit to Notre Dame.
Yeah, Josh
Burnham at linebacker and at quarterback. And you know, to see him at Veer Camp, he is just chiseled.
That game would be fun to watch next week.
It'd be fun to go up to Traverse City, wouldn't it? It'd be almost worth going up there.
Probably shouldn't say. Good thing we can watch it on an FHS.
Yeah, we can watch
Sorry.
it. Yeah, we can watch it with them, or they could hire us up.
So while we're waiting for the kickoff, I got something to share with you that I did not want to share before now because I didn't want it to be a jinx. I'll wait for the kickoff and then I'll share it.
Now, you said the word jinx, like I'm going to jinx it. Ooh, long line drive kick. Is that Roberson? No?
Like I was worried about sharing this information ahead of time.
Okay.
Because I don't think either of you knew this, and maybe you did. If Mona Shores had won tonight, it would have been Matt Koziak's 100th career coaching victory.
And Mona Shores, or as a head coach?
Combined as a head coach, it would have been his 100th.
Oh, wow.
So what's his I didn't want to jinx it, so I didn't say it.
No, well, that's all right. So what's his overall record now then, Steve? So it's 99 and...
Well, that's a good question, Nick.
Well, now wait a minute.
So the clock is
I
running.
can let you know. Hang on.
They've called this dead. The clock is still running.
What did he go at Muskegon? He went...
7-3 or something?
7-3. Let's just say 7-3 at Muskegon. And then he goes 1-8. Then he goes 2-7.
There's no way you can remember all those. You can't remember 11 years.
Okay, can you just relax? I got 3 right here, for God's sakes. 2. So then he goes 5-4.
You know, Steve, this is something that he probably could.
And then he goes 6, because that was his 4th. 1, 2, 3. That was Tyree's senior year. We won 6 games.
So still waiting for him to sort some information out. Nick, I'm going to help you with this in just a second, buddy. I got you. You announce the game, and I'll help you with this.
All right, you do that, Steve.
So they are going to be adjusting the clock again, obviously.
Of course they are.
And it's now gone to 12:03. So, Steve, I think you're probably correct. Not that there's an issue or anything
you want
intentional or anything like that. It's probably a Caledonia clock manager trying to figure out this Granville clock.
As soon as this play happens, I'll let you add these up, okay?
Okay. Hang on. Dive.
Thalman.
Is going to carry the ball. He's going to be tackled by a host. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So we went 1 and 8.
1-8.
4 and 5.
4 and 5.
7 and 3.
7-3.
12 and 2.
12 and 2.
10 and 1.
10 and 1.
5 and 4.
5 and 4.
9 and 2.
9 and 2.
12 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 and 0.
12 and 0.
And 8 and 2 so far, which
so we'll
will obviously be 8 and 3.
And at Muskegon, we'll say 7 and 3.
Yeah.
So we've got
92 wins with 7, so it's how many losses he has.
99 wins, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
So it'll be a face mask against
17,
Caledonia.
19, 22, 27, 35. So he's 99 and 35. That's not bad.
No. And a couple state championships to boot.
Yeah.
At a school that had never made the playoffs before he made it to them. Yeah. A little counter reverse by Vinton.
Vinton's going to make some moves, getting out there to the outside.
7:09 left in the game. 42-12. Caledonia Fighting Scots are up over our Mona Shore Sailors.
We got to thank everybody that was watching us, the audio and the instant replays, obviously.
How many people?
We were up to close to 250.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Right now, still 170 hanging on with us here with the rest of this game.
I wish there was some way. Thalman's got all day to look, all day to pass. It looks like, is there a flag?
Yeah, there's a flag on there.
There's a flag.
Probably a hold.
I know this game, but boy, it'd be nice if we were some kind of like independent agent, which we probably are, but the MHSAA rules prohibit any type of us ever doing all the time, isn't there?
I guess it depends on what you're set up for. I mean, in the regular season, if we go back to the regular rules, if a school has a broadcast of their own, and I'll use Grand Haven for an example.
Oh, okay.
Grand Haven has a broadcasting team similar to ours with students involved and everything else. They would have the rights to the broadcast. So we would still have to do audio only for a broadcast like that. Anytime that you have the NFHS, we now have the potential to be able to offer this up.
Okay. Trips to the right. Thalman rolling out to the right. Got a little receiver right
throw.
There. Nice throw by Thalman. Is that Biddy? Who is that? Can't see right there.
J-Dog,
Jalen Vinton there with a nice reception. The future, you're looking at some of the future right now out there in your receiving core. Roberson's still out there. A lot of the starters still out there. Got to believe Coach Kozak is going to go with his senior. Oh, Vinton, correction. That was C.J. Ivey out of the slot with the drop ball. Nice ball by Vinton. I tell you what, Thalman, like you said, Steve, he's a good little quarterback. He's not bad at all.
No, and he played quarterback growing up.
Yeah.
And, he's always been a football kid.
Yeah.
He's always been a good kid, and he's always worked hard. And, just one of those products of a kid like Mark Konechny coming in.
Yeah, just one of those things. And found another position to start in. And I tell you what, having coached all these seniors on my JV team, they're just a delightful group of kids. There's an interception right there. I tell you what, he's getting some real estate here from Caledonia. So an interception by the Scots, returned about 15 yards. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Caledonia with 6:18. And kids, this might be the end of the Sailors season. And what a wonderful season. And what a wonderful run for these seniors. I'll tell you, back-to-back state champions.
There's nothing to hang your head over.
Absolutely not. It's so tough. Listen, it's tough just to win one state champ, but then to repeat it and try to go through a three-peat, rarefied territory. Rarefied.
And then having you be the team that is giving your best shot every week. Teams are just coming at you because of your success that you've had.
6:18 left, fourth quarter. Game is all but over.
Okay, got a different running back in there. That's number 17 in for Townsend right now. And still got the quarterback. I'm getting him out as a coach. I'm comfortably up by 30 points. Why? But, again, I'm just an announcer and a JV coach. This guy knows what he's doing because in his first year, he has really developed a program and a different culture. But not only that, Steve and Joe, he's got a lot coming back. I mean, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with in Division II next year.
Regardless of how they do the remainder of this playoff, they will be around for a little while. And that type of success breeds more turnover of players wanting to be good and coming into play. So you're going to see a lot out of Caledonia for a few years.
Number 17 carrying the ball, going to get the first down. Down to 5:23 here in the fourth and final quarter. And Operation Stay Alive is going to come to an end tonight. It's been a wonderful 2-year run. Really, 2 years plus this year has been a wonderful run for Coach Koziak, his staff, the parents, the community, the school, Superintendent O'Brien, Principal Jennifer Bustard, Athletic Director Todd Conrad. And for us up here, we've really, truly enjoyed bringing it to you each and every Friday. We hope you've enjoyed this. You're down to 4:40, counting down in the fourth and final quarter here.
And I think it's very important to point out for Sailor Nation Sports Network purposes, we're not going anywhere. We've still got winter season coming up. So we've got boys and girls basketball. We've got competitive cheer.
We've got
wrestling. There's a ton of stuff that we still plan on doing. You will still hear and see us throughout the entire school season. We can't wait to be able to move on to the winter sports once they start going. Steve won't be joining us much because he'll actually be on the court side for the girls basketball.
Yep. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It starts Monday.
Got a different quarterback in here right now. He's going to carry the ball, get a little playoff action. And I would assume you'll see a lot of substitutions going in for him. Yeah, so Stevie Stats, a great-grandson of Howard Cosell, is going to be hitting the hard floor. Look at us, and we get to rip them really good during girls basketball season, because I will not be kind. What is DeLong doing on the sideline? Does he think this is just going to be too fun?
The good news is that we've learned over the year that you can't see very far, so I'm not sure other than my big size, you might mess up Mike Phillips and myself. You might rip the wrong guy.
Right. Little skinny Mike and my man, my husky buddy over here to my left. It's just been Steve, I tell you what, Matt Kozak paid you a big compliment. We were talking about, I had mentioned that we got up to 5,000. Yeah, and, he gave us some nice accolades, we do, guys. But I did say, I tell you what, though, having Steve along with us, I mentioned, he goes, Steve has added so much as far as the analytical side of the game. And truly, buddy, it's just been a joy working with you. And we want to wish you the best during your basketball season. And we hope to get some preseason stuff in, some recorded stuff with you and Mike and some of the girls. We've got competitive cheer. I mean, we've got a lot of fun stuff coming up. Look forward to it, trying to get some more action here. Number 17 is going to carry the ball. You're down to 2:20 remaining here in this game.
And I appreciate that, Nick, and I appreciate Matt's words, and I usually shoot Matt a text after every game, and with whatever I say to him, and before the first playoff game leading up to that, sent him a text, and I just reminded him, man, you know, you're the right person for the right job at the right place. What he has been to Mona Shores and what he does for these kids has been nothing short of phenomenal. And when I say that, I'm not talking about the wins and losses either. I mean, those are great. Those are byproducts of what Matt does. It's the character that he built, the staff that he has that also does these things. Matt would be the first one to tell you it's not him, but Matt's the leader of the group, and what he does for these kids is phenomenal.
Excellent example last night after practice. He told the kids, now the girls got a volleyball match, right? All the football players were there. All the football players were wearing their jersey. He got them in. These are all the little things that nobody sees behind it, because he's a supporter of all sports.
It's building community is really what it is. And it's building it from support through the good times and support through the bad times all the way around. And that's really all you can hope for high school students coming out of something like that.
And, you know, you never want to lose your first game of the year. You don't want to lose last, but somebody's got to be losing. Mona Shores got beat just by a better team tonight. Okay? Kudos to Coach Koziak and his staff for everything that they did this year. The runs, the traveling, going to Detroit, and you know everything that we've done to be part of it has really been a joy. So the question here is now: does Caledonia take a knee, or do they punch it in?
They're on the 4-yard line.
They're on the 4-yard line.
I don't think they're taking a knee. I'm going to tell you that.
No, they're not going to take a knee. Oh,
no,
they're not going to.
I don't think this is an attempt to run up. I think this is an attempt to get some of these second and third string people a possible, some points on the board.
So still got number 70 in the ball game, though.
So since the wheels kind of fell off everything, my prognostication of what was going to happen next week really had absolutely no bearing on the future. I was really calling for a Traverse City Central upset. Number 12 is going to get into the end zone.
Oh, and he's going to get into the end zone. With 18 seconds left, the backup quarterback, number 17, just scampers in there.
Number 12.
Is that number 12? I'm sorry.
It sure was. Jet King.
Yeah, so the PA attempt, it's 48-12 in the favor of the Scots.
18 seconds left here. And, again, this is, it's like you said, you never want to lose the last game of the season. But this has been a ride. And I'll tell you, from a Sailor Nation Sports Network, we love covering all the sports, but this, the whole Sailor Nation Sports Network started because of football. That's how we met. That's the really
That's how you and I met. Yeah.
So the meat and potatoes, if you will. But because of what we've been able to get out of this, we love being able to go and cover as many other sports as we possibly can.
And we're looking forward to this winter. It's going to be fun. Right. It's going to have Cohen is going to be with us. We got Kimmin, the best in the and absolutely Kim.
And I have another student that is interested.
Oh, we do?
Yep, we do have another student that is interested.
To the family.
Yep.
It's going to be good.
I mean, this football team, this staff, this school really has given us the opportunity to do all these great things sitting here together collectively, and it's just been a blessing all the way around. It unfortunately has to come to an end, and it's going to come to an end tonight for the Sailors.
It is, but gosh, you got to think the future is going to look good. JV went 6-2-1. Freshmen went 8-1. The foundation is still strong. It's good, and there are going to be some good, positive things coming down. Probably one of the biggest question marks for Coach Koziak and himself offensively is who's the heir apparent to Mark Konechny at quarterback. Mark's going to Saginaw Valley for his second official visit. Not sure what's happening with there. Went to Central Michigan last week, so he's making the rounds with his family. So you are down to 2 seconds, and we have come to the end of the game. We have also come to the end of a magical run for Coach Koziak and this group of seniors, the defending two-time state championship, will not be repeated. Their season has come to an end by the score of 49-12. It was a hard-fought game, but I think the injury bug reared its ugly head, along with some key penalties and some turnovers. Joe, some thoughts before we say goodnight?
There's going to be a new Division II champion for the first time in nearly 3 years. And I think that's something that not every team can say. And it's something that Mona Shores can say. So, again, there's a lot of things. A season is a long time to keep everybody healthy, keep everything moving, and to beat every other opponent. And sometimes it doesn't happen. This team is excellent. They are destined for great things, both collectively as individually, and they hit the ground running as soon as they get the opportunity to for next year.
Steve, your thoughts?
It's been a fun team to watch. I mean, they improved. I don't think there's any doubt they improved as the season went along. And it was nice to see Mark step in at quarterback this year and be as successful as he was. Obviously, with Brady playing the past few years, didn't have that opportunity. But when Mark got his opportunity, boy, did he shine. Did his hard work in the offseason pay off. And, and the way he led this team. And then, you look at the seniors that have been part of 2 state championships, and no, does it end the way that they wanted it to? No. Does it usually end the way you want it to? No. It just happened to for the past couple of years with Mona Shores. But it's been a fun team to watch. It's been fun to watch the improvement. And tonight they just ran into a better team. And in sports, oftentimes that happens.
You mentioned, Nick, that this is a trophy game. What you guys are seeing now on Sailor Nation Sports Network is the presentation of the district trophy that Caledonia gets to take for this year.
You go back to pre-Steve to Walled Lake Western. 57-56, 113 points. The victory knocks us into the state championship game against Martin Luther King. We win.
Yep.
You go back to when you were in hiatus down in the Bahamas somewhere. Steve and I are calling the game at East Lansing. The tip ball, the interception by DJ Cavanis, and the run, and De Kuiper kicks the winning field goal to send us into the semifinals. We're all back together middle of January. Traverse City comes down. We're behind. We rally. Brady, pick 6, touchdown, we win. We go to Ford Field. We win again. Mark Konechny, heir apparent. Great season, great team. Run into a couple buzzsaws. Number one, potentially, if they won in Martin Luther King, Muskegon has a chance to go to Ford Field. The season comes to an end for these young men, these seniors, and this great coaching staff. So, for Kim and Kotis, the best in the business up in the Crow's Nest. For Cohen, our dear friend who couldn't make tonight, what a wonderful addition he's been. To our dear friend, the sophomore, Stevie Stats, great-grandson of Howard Cosell. Steve, we're going to miss you, but we want to wish you the very best with your girls. It's going to be a whole new team almost. You graduated a lot of young ladies.
Yeah, but we have a good core coming back, so it'll be
fun.
We should be competitive.
And for the Godfather, my friend Joe, we are 5,000 strong. Remember when you and I first met at the big house?
I do.
Just a few years ago, it seems like, buddy.
Yep,
it's 5 years of doing this together, 5,000 people and growing. Joe, happy birthday again to your wonderful mother coming up.
Thank you.
Give our best to the family. Get us out of here, buddy.
Yep, we'll take you out. End of the football season wraps up fall sports. We will now see you guys in the winter season with many other great opportunities. But for tonight, we're signing off. Thanks for joining us from Sailor Nation Sports Network.